Cricket presents the Los Angeles Kings. Exciting National Hockey League action is brought to you by Great Western's family of companies with over $30 billion in assets. 100 years strong, we'll always be there. By Discount Tire Centers, one of the nation's leading Michelin dealers, serving your tire, brake, shock, and alignment needs. By Avis Rent-A-Car. Remember, your other car is an Avis. By Miller Genuine Draft. Cold filtered draft beer. It's as real as it gets. By Carl's Jr. Restaurants, with many convenient locations near you. And by your Southern California Mitsubishi Motors dealers. Mitsubishi, suddenly the obvious choice.
Live from the Great Western Forum, the 17th sellout of the season is on hand to see what could be a shootout between the Los Angeles Kings and the Quebec Nordiques. Hi, everybody. This is Bob Miller along with Nick Nixon. Tonight, a game between the two worst defensive teams in the league. Quebec is the worst. The Kings are next. The big difference is the Kings are the top scoring team in the league. So, Nick Nixon, what do you expect tonight?
Well, no question about it. The game's going to end up a 0-0 tie with very few scoring chances for either team.
If that happens, I'm taking you to dinner anywhere you want to go.
You heard it right here. No, but seriously, both teams blessed with a lot of offensive firepower up front. The Kings with the Gretzkys and the Bernie Nichols, and of course Quebec, although their veteran guns up front have struggled this year, they're still very dangerous. Peter Stastny has always played well against the Kings. Michel Goulet is a threat. Their power play is still very good. The Kings' power play is coming around, so we're going to see a lot of offense, a lot of opportunities for both the Kings and the Nordiques.
This is the second meeting of the season between the two teams, and back in November in Quebec, it was not an offensive show. The Kings won that game 3-1.
And it's one of the few times all year the Kings have held their opponents to under 2 goals. I think they've only done that twice, and they've both been on the road, and it was at Quebec. So who knows, maybe if they remember what they did back in Quebec about 3 months ago, we will have a tight checking game, but the odds are it's going to be a wide open affair.
Well, if anybody is in Las Vegas tonight, they are betting on the overs in this game tonight. Jim Fox, Kings right winger, is with us. Jim, what do you expect in this game tonight? Is it going to be a high-scoring shootout?
Well, Bob, I think from the goals against both teams, that's what it looks like. I think one thing the Kings are concentrate on tonight, and I think I've been, it's a broken record, a game in, game out for myself, but we have to establish that forechecking. We have to make safer plays in their end so that maybe the goal isn't scored on that shift, but we have built a steamroller effect where we keep coming at them, and make their defensemen turn back and go against the glass and hit them. If we can do that tonight, I think we can shut them down, and hopefully we're the type of team that has the talent that is capable of playing that defensive game. We have to start getting in that before the end of the season, the playoffs start. Like I've been saying, game in, game out. If we can't play defense now, it's going to be tough to change in the playoffs.
Kings right winger Jim Fox. Can the Kings play defense tonight and keep scoring at the rate that has made them the #1 scoring team in the NHL? It's the Kings and the Quebec Nordiques here at the Great Western Forum, and it's could be a game with fireworks tonight. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Hi, Tom Verton here at Downey Toyota, working a little late tonight. Well, sorta. But as long as we have a break in the action, let me show you some unbeatable deals on new '89 Toyotas. Here's a new '89 Toyota Tercel for only $64.95, and that's just one of over 1,200 new and used cars and trucks to choose from. Unbeatable deals, only at Downey Toyota. Come on in today or give us a call after the game. 1-800-222-TOYS.
Lenny, I'm still at the PX Cameras and Appliances at Huntington Beach, in the corner of Adams and Magnolia. I just entered their small appliance department. Wait a minute, I see another special. Hey, Lenny, remember the fax machine you bought? You should have shopped at the PX first. They have the Sharp UX50 fax machine for as low as $38 a month. You could take it home. Lenny, we are in some deep soup here, man. There's no way we could compete with this company.
Back here at the Great Western Forum, just moments away before the start of tonight's game between the Los Angeles Kings and the Quebec Nordiques. This is the second meeting between the two clubs. The series favors the Kings, 1 victory, no losses and no ties. The Kings won November 1st at Quebec by a score of 3-1. Before our national anthem, we have a short presentation honoring Wayne Gretzky for his performance a couple of weeks ago. The week before the All-Star break is the NHL's Performer of the Week. That week, Wayne played 3 games with the Los Angeles Kings and scored 9 points on 5 goals and 4 assists. So our congratulations once again to Wayne Gretzky for being named the NHL Performer of the Week for the week preceding the All-Star game. The Los Angeles Kings will be setting up and defending to our right here in the first period. The scratches tonight include Mike Allison, Ron Duguay, Marty McSorley, and Jim Fox. And right now, both clubs line up at their respective blue lines for the playing and singing of our national anthems by Miss Blenda Blair Mayo.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. We stand on guard, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Amanda Blair Mayo with the singing of our national anthems as we get set for the Kings and the Quebec Nordiques. The officials for tonight's game, the referee is Don Koharski, the linesman Ron Asseltine, along with Gord Brosiker. The Nordiques will sit up and defend to our left with Mario Gazzelin in goal. On the season, 9 wins, 13 losses, and 3 ties, and an average of 4.25. And for the Los Angeles Kings, it's Glenn Healy. This will be Glenn Healy's 6th straight start. Overall, 23 wins, 15 losses, 2 ties, and an average of 4.16. So both goaltenders starting here tonight averages over 4 a game, and both teams giving up over 4 goals a game. The Nordiques and the Kings, 2 of the poor defensive records in the NHL. We'll see how this one progresses tonight. First period, here's Bob.
All right, Nick, thank you very much. Bernie Nichols on the draw at center ice with Paul Gillis. The Nordiques have it. They're moving left to right here in the first period. Pass to Mike up on the right side, now to Gillis. Gillis across the line, but offside, called against the Quebec Nordiques.
This is an officially copyrighted broadcast of the Los Angeles Kings Limited and is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, rebroadcast, or other use of the accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Kings is prohibited. Well, we gave you the scratches for the Kings: Allison, Duguay, McSorley, and Fox. For the Nordiques, Finn, Cote, Gronstrand, and Jackson.
Now right in front of the King bench, Gillis sends it into the King zone, taken there by Laidlaw. Here to Robitaille, across the line, Quebec zone, Robitaille in front, shoots, save made by Gazzelin. Nice pass by Laidlaw. Laidlaw. Now the puck held into the blue line by Tonelli to Nichols to Robitaille, and he tipped it wide to the left. So Gosselin of Quebec comes up with a big save on the break by Robitaille as he came across the Quebec line and cut to the right, and then tried to put it past Gosselin, but he stayed right with him. Now here is Waters for the Kings, driving it into the Quebec zone. Robitaille down the right side. He tried to give it to Bernie Nichols. Nichols taken out of the play, and the Nordiques come back out toward the left wing corner of their own zone. Tonelli into forecheck. Game just underway, no score. Tonelli up front along with Nichols at center and Robitaille on the right. The Nordiques send it all the way down to the Kings zone, broken up there by Healy. To Waters. Waters pass out to center ice. Gretzky comes on the ice for the Kings. He's got Phil Sykes on the line with him. And now Mike Krushelnyski comes on. Pass by Gretzky, stolen, and a save made as Podubny stole a pass by Gretzky. Second game in a row that Gretzky has made a pass that was stolen in the Kings zone. And the save made by Healy as he beat Podubny. The other night it was Crowder that intercepted one. Now Duchesne in the Kings zone. Up on the right side, Mike Allison serving a suspension tonight for a stick infraction, his second of the year. That came in the Boston game, so he's not available. Here's Jeff Brown up to center ice to Stastny for Quebec. His pass to Podubny on the right side, out of his reach. Chased in by Duchesne. Duchesne spins away from the check by Podubny, but the Nordiques hold it in. Stastny's pass taken away now by Dean Kennedy. Game is 2 minutes old, and the Kings have it at center ice as Sykes drives it into the Quebec zone. Comes around to Krushelnyski on the right side. He flips it back over to Sykes. Sykes gives it behind the net to Gretzky. He let it go around the right wing boards. Here's Dale DeGray. DeGray in deep, Quebec zone. DeGray behind the net. DeGray around the left side, jumps around to check, then gets bumped again. Puck is taken by Sykes. Sykes into Gretzky. Gretzky trying to give it in front to DeGray. It was alone, but it was tipped away. Nice play by Jeff Brown, and the Nordiques will clear it. Here is Ken McRae sending it out to center. Now Brown with it for the Nordiques. Here's Brown to the King line. Shoots, and a save off the blocker by Healy. Puck is cleared by Krushelnyski. So a fast start here in the first period, but no score yet with 17:22 to go. Period number one. Nordiques with it again. Joe Sakic across the line. Gives it on the left side. A good check by DeGray, and the Kings come back to center. Here's Igor Leva. Just back after a separated shoulder, but the Kings go offside as Leva lost the puck at the Quebec line. 17:11 to go here in the first period. There's no score in the game, and we'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
The champ, Greg Haugen.
A dramatic victory over Vinny Pazienza returned his coveted crown.
The opponent, Pernell Whitaker.
A controversial loss in his only title attempt has made the #1 contender hungry.
I must win the world title this time.
The IBF World Lightweight Championship.
Live Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
This Sunday, a doubleheader. First, the Big Ten battle where Michigan takes on Indiana. Then Temple tries to gun down UNLV. All Sunday on ABC Sports.
Each team with a good scoring opportunity. Luc Robitaille opening shift, cutting on the backhand, then shifted to the forehand at the last second, but a good save, right leg save by Gosselin. At the other end, Gretzky a blind behind the back pass, picked off and shot by Podubny down low. Healy with a quick save.
Kings have Casper out at center with Taylor on the right wing and Igor Leva on the left side. Puck is back behind the Quebec net. No score first period. Now pass stolen by Leva in the slot. Leva's pass to the right side. Quebec zone taken by Laidlaw. Laidlaw drives it in behind the Quebec net. The Nordiques intercepted there as Mario Marois sends it up ahead to center ice. Out of the reach of Trevor Steinberg. Kings with it at center ice. Here's Igor Leva. His pass goes to Taylor, but off his stick at center ice. And Joe Sakic has it for the Nordiques, and he drives it into the Kings zone. Healy behind the net. Sweeps it quickly around the boards up to Igor Leva. Leva gets it out to center, taken away by Robert Picard. He sends it back down into the Kings zone, and back to get it now is Waters. Waters plays it off the boards out to center ice. Puck taken by the Quebec Nordiques. Picard. His pass knocked down right in front of the King bench. Played now by Steve Casper. Here's Casper for the Kings. Gives it up on the right side. Across the line into the King zone. Shot from the right side is wide by Tonelli. And the rebound comes off the boards out to center ice. Played by Duchesne. Duchesne right in front of the King bench. Had it tipped away momentarily. Now Nichols came onto the ice, but he fell down coming over the boards, and the Nordiques with him. Here is Gillis. Gillis bumped at center ice, but is picked up now by Michel Goulet. Goulet for the Nordiques. Sends it down the right side, King zone. Check throw there as Duchesne got knocked down. Puck is taken by Tonelli. Up to Nichols at center. Nichols back into the King zone. Drops it for Kennedy. Now to center ice. Tipped over to Tonelli. Tonelli to Nichols. Quebec zone. Nichols to Tonelli. Left wing, but a pass went behind him. Taken by the Quebec Nordiques. No score first period. Bob Miller with Nick Nixon. Here is Picard across the King line. Shoots a high shot. Glove saved by Healy. Healy drops it down for the Kings for Dean Kennedy. Kennedy back behind the net. Passes up on the right side. Now gets it back and comes up toward the King blue line. His pass up to John Tonelli at center. He sweeps it back on the right side. Nichols tips it down in deep in the Quebec zone, but the Nordiques take it away. Pass around the boards. Left side taken away by Tonelli. In front to Nichols. He fanned down his shot, and the Nordiques have it, and it's cleared back out to center by Peter Stastny. Down the right side, Eero Järvi out of Finland for Quebec. Sends it behind the King net, broken up by Healy. Puck slides out to center ice. We played 5 minutes of the first period. There's no score in the game. Nordiques with it again. Across the line. Right side, Peter Stastny cutting in. Pass in front. Tipped, and Healy dives and makes the save. They got it over to Podubny, and now Peter Stastny gets knocked flat right in front of the King net.
Kenny Baumgartner clearing out the Nordiques from in front of his goaltender, Glenn Healy, after Podubny almost redirected that Stastny pass. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Right now, the only thing that would taste better than a nice cold one is a cold filtered one.
Genuine draft anyone? Thanks. About time, man.
Because if you want a beer whose rich, smooth draft taste hasn't been changed by heat pasteurization, we've got it down cold. Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. It's as real as it gets.
Kenny Baumgartner is in the penalty box. Penalties here at 5:09. He's getting 2 minutes for roughing Peter Stastny, and Stastny 2 for roughing Baumgartner. Coincidental minors here at 5:09. The action in front of goaltender Glenn Healy after Stastny turned around Kenny Baumgartner, centered to Podubny, who redirected it softly. Healy had time to react, and at the whistle, Stastny and Baumgartner push and shove. They jab with the left. Second left drops Peter Stastny quickly. Stastny moving in, centering, and Podubny had to reach. Podubny's about 6'2", but he had to reach a little bit too far for his own liking, and by the time he got to the puck, he was at the goal line. So penalties called by referee Don Koharski. Scoreless in what has turned out to be a fast-paced first period. This was only the second whistle since the start of the game.
Kings have been outshot 3-1. Face-off outside the King line. Kruzhelnyski's in center. Gretzky's on the right wing, and the left wing is Phil Sykes. Now the puck comes down in the King zone. Defensively, Kennedy and Duchesne are back. Kennedy has it back behind the King net. No score first period. Up on the right side of Kruzhelnyski. He lifts it on the backhand high in the air down into the Quebec zone. And the linesman got knocked down along the boards. Ron Asseltine got knocked down. Puck comes over to Joe Sakic for the Nordiques in his own zone. Quebec moving left to right. First period as you join us on Radioland TV. Here's Ken McRae, a rookie, left side. His shot stick save, Healy. Puck is behind the net. Healy flips it into the corner, taken by McRae again. Here's McRae, passing down in deep in the right corner, tipped away. Sakic goes for it. He tried to pass back on the right side to Marc Fortier, but it was tipped away, and the Kings' Wayne Gretzky has it. Here's Gretzky ahead to Kruzhelnyski. Kruzhelnyski at center ice, comes down the left side, jumps around Randy Moller. Kruzhelnyski tried to feed it in front to Sykes, but it was tipped away. The Nordiques come back. Moller sends it out to center ice, broken up by Steve Duchesne. Duchesne lost it. Nordiques with it. Fortier left side to Sakic. Sakic, King zone, shoots, and he hit the side of the net. And it's picked up by the Kings quickly ahead to Gretzky, but we've got a penalty against the Kings for tripping. Penalty for tripping against the Kings with 13:45 to go in the first period. No score in the game. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Hey, now's the time to enter the $1,000 a day giveaway at your Southern California Chevrolet dealer and test drive the new '89 models.
And right now, it's so easy to own one with 4.9% GMAC financing or a factory cash rebate of up to $1,000, depending on the model and the options you choose.
And be sure to enter the $1,000 a day everyday test drive giveaway. Now, there's no obligation and there's nothing to buy. And there's a winner every day at your Southern California Chevrolet dealers.
Steve Duchesne, penalty for tripping at 6:15. He upended McRae deep in the King zone as the puck came out to center. So the Nordiques on the power play. The first man advantage for either team. Here in the first period, we are scoreless. Steve Duchesne, one of the 3 starters from the Kings on the All-Star squad this year. Kings penalty killing has been outstanding the last couple of weeks.
Well, let's see what they do with it here now as they send it all the way down into the Quebec zone. The Kings have Robitaille and Casper up front to kill the penalty. They've got Laidlaw and Waters back on defense. No score, first period. And now a penalty to Quebec as Laidlaw got knocked down at the blue line.
Michel Goulet complaining that Laidlaw just lost his edge. And, you know, I looked at the referee, Don Koharski, when I heard Goulet go down. And Koharski, I don't really believe, was watching Goulet and Tom Laidlaw. Goulet skates by and gets his stick up around Tom Laidlaw's right hip. And Laidlaw may have done a little acting right there. But Koharski, I don't think he saw the play develop until he saw Goulet on the ice, or rather Laidlaw on the ice. And Goulet is in the box shaking his head right now. And this nullifies the power play.
Jean Perron behind the bench. He took over when Ron Lapointe had to leave the team due to the fact that he had a cancerous tumor on his kidney, and Jean Perron came over. And he's had experience behind the bench before, of course, in Montreal.
27 games with Perron. The Nordiques are 3 games under 500. Before the coaching change, the Nordiques were 9 games under.
Robbie Fatorik behind the King bench, winning as coach percentage-wise in Kings history. Now off the draw, the puck taken by Podolny with a drive, and it's wide to the left side, and it gets caught in the back of the King net and is whistled down there. So face-off will be moved outside the blue line.
Robbie, I think, a bit upset that the Nordiques were able to win that draw and walk right in on Glenn Healy and get a pretty good chance from right in the slot. 4-on-4 situation, a lot of extra ice out there. Up front, the Kings have Gretzky and Kruzhelnyski.
Robbie, a former player with the Quebec Nordiques. No score first period. Bob Miller with Nick Nixon here, the Great Western Forum. Don't forget, Monday afternoon, there's a game here. It's President's Day, and Toronto will be here. 1 o'clock start, and there are tickets available. Randy Moller for Quebec comes to center ice, drives it down in. Each team is a man short here in the first period. Here's Walt Podolny on the right side. He led the New York Rangers last 2 years in scoring, but it's taken away from him by Waters. Waters for the Kings, up to Gretzky. Gretzky checked in the King zone, and the Nordiques try to take it away, but Gretzky tips it out to center ice. It's Randy Moller with it. His pass, chased down by Jeff Brown, back in the Quebec zone. Down to Moller on the right side. Moller's pass, up to the blue line. Brought to center ice now by the Nordiques, Gaetan Duchesne. His pass tipped by Gretzky in midair, and he takes it behind the King net. He gets it up on the left side to Kruzhelnyski. Kruzhelnyski at the King line, slides it over now to Laidlaw. Laidlaw with it across the red line, now in the Quebec zone, in the middle. Laidlaw in front, pass, score! It never got to Kruzhelnyski, I didn't think. Laidlaw tried to pass it, and it was tipped in. And the Kings have a 1-0 lead.
The goal at 7:39. Tom Laidlaw usually doesn't jump up in the play, but he's been around long enough. If he sees the opening, he'll go. Fakes one shot, passes across, and Kruzhelnyski finishes it off beautifully. Excellent timing play with Laidlaw and Mike Kruzhelnyski. The pass going right under the stick of the Quebec Nordiques. Curtis Leschyshyn, 1-0 Kings.
So it did come through and put in by Kruzhelnyski as the Kings have the 1-0 lead now. Laidlaw and Gretzky with the assist. Now Nordiques with it. Sakic had it taken away from behind and cleared out to center. It was a 4-on-4 skating situation, and still is for 13 seconds. Then the Kings will have a short power play. Now the Nordiques move it up to center ice. Mario Marois pass on the right side to Peter Stastny, to Joe Sakic, the rookie shooting, he scores! Sakic from in deep on the right side beats Healy to the far side of the net, the stick side. And the Quebec Nordiques come right back and tie the game at 1-1.
35 seconds after the goal by Kruzhelnyski, so the King lead is short-lived. And for one of the top-scoring rookies, Joe Sakic is 21st. Sakic, number 88, takes a drop pass, moves in base of the right circle, and beats Healy down low along the ice from a very steep angle. Sakic's 21st goal of the season after Kruzhelnyski gave the Kings a 1-0 lead with his 17th.
Now the Kings have the power play for 12 seconds. Here's Nichols at center. Puck bounced away from him. Taken by the Nordiques and slapped the length of the ice by Robert Picard back behind the King net. Taken by Laidlaw. Here's Laidlaw for the Kings. Quebec back at full strength. Tonelli gives it to Bernie Nichols. Nichols across the Quebec line. Can't hang on to it. Tipped away. Quebec comes to center ice now on the right wing. Here is Gillis. Pass in front. Saved by Healy. Puck is loose behind him. Laidlaw can't clear it. Lecition with a drive and a save by Healy. Puck taken again by the Nordiques. Huff tried to center it out in front. Tipped away by Tonelli. Tonelli battles for it. Puck is behind the King net, and Healy without a stick dives on it to the side of the King net. 11:01 to go in the first period. The game tied 1-1 here at the Great Western Forum, and we'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Where do you want to eat?
I don't know. Where do you want to eat? I do not know. Where do you want to eat?
The terrific food at Carl's Jr. makes the choice easy. Just bite into the Charbroiler Chicken Club, a tender breast of chicken charbroiled with crisp bacon.
I don't know. Where do you want to eat? Where do you want to eat? Where do you want to eat?
The Charbroiler Chicken Club is only at Carl's Jr. So where do you want to eat?
The choice is yours.
We're tied up at 1. Both clubs scoring. Shy a skater, but an anxious moment for Healy. He made a save, blocked a pass. The puck squirts free behind him, but heads-up play by Tom Laidlaw, number 3, to clear it out and feed it to the far boards.
Now face off to the right of Healy. As they drop the puck, they'll face off again. False face off, and it'll be Peter Stastny for Quebec. And for the Kings, Steve Kasper.
Kings have now scored in 231 straight games, second longest streak in NHL history.
They had been tied with the Nordiques for that streak coming into this game tonight. Now to center. Here's Kasper. Quebec zone down the left side. Kasper sends it toward the back of the net. Chased into the corner by Igor Liva. Liva for the Kings is bumped there. Peter Stastny with it. He cleared it to the blue line and off the stick of Taylor out to center ice. Taylor with it again. His pass right in front of the Quebec bench, taken by Waters. Waters drives it back behind the King net, or behind the Quebec net. 10:30 left to go here in the first period. 1-1 the score. Now the puck comes up on the left side to Eero Järvi. Järvi of Quebec sends it into the right wing corner of the King zone. Waters stays with his man. The Nordiques trying to pick it up now as Kasper and his man. It comes up the middle and underneath the stick of Randy Moeller of Quebec and all the way back into the Quebec zone. Nordiques back to get it. Jeff Brown, good-looking defenseman for the Nordiques in his third year. His pass off on the right side to Randy Moeller. Moeller drives it down on target. Save made by Healy. Rebound up the middle, tipped away by Sykes over to Gretzky. Gretzky to center. Gretzky shovels it ahead to Kruzhelnyski. Back to Gretzky, but out of his reach, and the Nordiques have it back in their own zone. 1-1 the score. Nordiques with it. Paul Gillis. Gillis' pass up to center ice, and Duchesne can't get there. Gaetan Duchesne, no relation to the King, Steve Duchesne. Steve Duchesne of the Kings has it now. Taken away at center ice by Gaetan Duchesne. He loses it to Mike Kruzhelnyski. Over to Sykes. Quebec zone. Down the middle. Over to Gretzky. Left side. Sykes got spun around. Gretzky goes for it. Gives it to Sykes. Sykes centers it to Kruzhelnyski in the middle of the Nordiques. Take it away. Back they come up to center ice. Game tied 1-1. Here is Paul Gillis across the King line on the left side. Can't get around Dean Kennedy. Kennedy back behind the King net. Kennedy's pass up to center ice to Gretzky of the red line. Tipped away by Fortier of Quebec. Played by the Kings. Kennedy off on the left side now, and Duchesne gets it up to center ice to John Tonelli. Tonelli, left wing, Quebec zone. He shoots in, a save made, and it just got behind the goaltender Goslin and almost went in. Here's Tonelli up the middle. Robitaille fanned on it as he came down the slot, and the Nordiques come back to center. Here's Jeff Brown. Brown's pass, left side. Fortier cutting in, pulled down, and no penalty. Fortier is in the Kings net. Healy's down on his knees. Puck comes loose, taken by the Kings. Here's Dale DeGray to center. Here's DeGray to the Quebec line. Drops it for Gretzky in the slot. Gretzky right side shot, score! Luke Robitaille on the right side took the pass from Gretzky. And the Kings have the lead 2-1.
Kings getting not that many shots on goal here in the period, but they're quality chances. Luke Robitaille, a 4-on-2 rush. Gretzky Gretzky cutting to his right in the slot, just dishing it off, and Robitaille one-timed it down low. It appeared to be Goslin right between the legs. Kruzhelnyski carried it over the line, left it for Gretzky on the right, and Robitaille just one-timed it, and the Kings have the lead at 2-1. 11:24, the time of the goal. And with that stoppage after the goal, the Kings checked on goaltender Glenn Healy to see if he was all right after that pile-up with one of the Nordiques earlier. Luc Robitaille with his 39th.
Kings up for the second time in the game, this time 2-1. Both teams at full strength. Nordiques, Greg Smith sends it down into the Kings zone, and we have an icing call against Quebec. So the Kings have a 2-1 lead with 8:23 to go in the first period. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Travel arranged through U.S. Air with 178 daily nonstops between Los Angeles and the Bay Area. U.S. Air with more flights in California than any other airline.
Luc Robitaille with his 39th has given the Kings a 2-1 lead, with Gretzky and Dale DeGray assisting at 11:24 here in the first period. The first goal at 7:39, Kruzhelnyski 17th from Laidlaw and Gretzky.
Faceoff will be to the left of Mario Goslin. Luc Robitaille out ready for the draw. He's over on the right side on the faceoff. Jay Miller on the left side now on this line, and Nichols on the draw. But the faceoff won by Peter Stastny of Quebec. 2-1 Kings lead, first period. Nordiques bring it to center. Now here across the line is Stastny, moves to the left point, drives it in behind the King net. Broken up by Waters. Hero Yarby skated by and tried to take it away. Now Waters tips it along the left wing side to Nichols. Now to Jay Miller. Here's Miller for the Kings to center ice. He slaps a rising drive into the Quebec zone. Comes around the right side to Robitaille. Robitaille pinned along the boards by Greg Smith. Puck comes down in deep and taken down by Mario Marois. Marois behind his own net. He leads it up the middle. Nordiques come out of their own zone. Here's Peter Stastny with it. Stastny's pass tipped away by Nichols. Up the center ice. Kings come back. Here's Jay Miller. Throws it off to the right side to Robitaille. Quebec zone. Robitaille. He tried to give it back over to Bernie Nichols. Nichols on the left wing side. Quebec zone. Nichols down in deep. Checked by Podubny. Puck is taken against the left wing side as the Nordiques have in their own zone. Stastny feeds it around now, and it's sent back up to center ice right in front of the Quebec bench. Walt Podubny with it there, and he flips it down into the Kings zone. 7:19 to go in the first period. 2-1 in favor of the Kings. Pass on the right side. Kennedy leads it ahead to Dave Taylor. Taylor bumped it center ice, but he still has the puck. Taylor across the line. Taylor flips it down in deep behind the Quebec net, taken by Picard. Picard for Quebec up on the left side. Nordiques try to move it out, and they do up to center ice. Tipped away from Mike Huff at center ice, but now Michel Goulet of Quebec fires it down in the Kings zone. Puck comes around to the right point. Sent down in deep, tipped away by Healy, but then sent right back in front of the King net as Michel Goulet got it, and Healy was not quite back there yet. If they'd have had somebody in front of the net, would have been an easy goal, but the Kings cleared it out to center. Now the Nordiques come back again. Michel Goulet. Goulet's pass up the middle of Mike Huff. Huff gives it on the left side now as the Nordiques move it around and clear it out to center ice. The pass intended for Randy Moeller went behind him at the Quebec line and came all the way back in the Nordique zone.
Big improvement, Bob. The forwards really helping out here in the first period. The Nordiques have had very few, if any, outnumbered attacks.
Now the Kings within their own zone. Out to center ice. Kennedy gives it to Kruzhelnyski. Kruzhelnyski across the line with Bill Sykes and Wayne Gretzky. Here's Sykes in deep behind the Quebec net. Wrap around pass in front. Hit escape. Comes off on the right side, and it is cleared. Check thrown by Baumgartner. Nordiques with a shot wide on the right wing side as Trevor Steinberg let a shot go. Kings, Dale DeGray clears it up to center ice. Nordiques take it away. Now DeGray intercepts. DeGray passing over to Gretzky. Gretzky across the line, right side, Quebec zone. Gretzky goes behind the net. Gretzky's pass up the middle, intercepted by the Nordiques, not cleared. At the blue line, Baumgartner shoots and a save. Sykes goes for the rebound, didn't get it. Moeller takes him into the boards on the left side. Kings still trying to pick it up. Baumgartner comes in to throw a check on Sakic. Now the puck behind the net to Gretzky. Gretzky, Quebec zone. Gretzky waits, comes in front. Gretzky shoots and a save by Goslin. Gretzky pass to the blue line and out to center ice. Dale DeGray couldn't hold it in.
You could tell Kruzhelnyski set up in front. He was looking at Gretzky as if to say, go ahead, walk out. I'll take out everybody in front and give you the opportunity. And that's the way it developed.
Well, good pressure by the Kings, but it didn't result in a goal. Kings are still up 2-1. 5:12 to go here in the first period. Puck taken by the Nordiques back in their own zone. Marois' pass tipped away and back down in the Quebec zone. And hustling back to get it there. The Quebec Nordiques, Greg Smith. Up on the right side to Darren Kimball, a rookie. Kimball gives it to Mario Marois, the veteran. Marois across the King line, left side, trying to get around. Laidlaw, nice play. Laidlaw tipped it away. He gets it up on the right side to Robitaille. Kings on a 3-on-2. Robitaille to Nichols. Nichols across the line to Robitaille. He shoots. Saved by Goslin. He looked behind him to see if the puck had gone in the net, but it had not. Quebec clears it out to center. Here's Nichols with it again. Kings up 2-1. Nichols to Waters, left wing side. Waters! Whistle blows, and we've got penalty here.
Don Koharski pointing behind the play to the Quebec bench. 2-1. The Kings are in front. 4:32 left first period. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Pure, genuine, never heat pasteurized. A beer that's made unlike any other. Cold filtered to give you the rich, smooth taste of real draft beer. That's the mark of a great beer. Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. It's as real as it gets.
Rookie Darren Kimball will serve the minor for too many men on the ice as Waters stepped around one of the Nordiques inside the Quebec blue line. The Nordiques were making a change, and they got caught in the change. Robitaille has had 3 outstanding chances in the period. Right there is one of them on his last shift, saved by Goslin, who lost sight of the puck and the rebound. Robitaille scored on his second good opportunity. Kings 11th in the league in the power play. Penalty killing, the Nordiques are 13th.
Kings have Kruzhelnyski out at center, wins the draw to Gretzky at the left point. Here's Gretzky feeding it to the right side now. Kings in the power play. Duchesne back to Gretzky. Gretzky shoots, save Goslin. Rebound right side. Duchesne with it for the Kings. Duchesne up the middle of the blue line to Gretzky. Gretzky in front to Leva to Nichols. He scores! Great puck movement by the Kings on that power play. As it came to the blue line, then into Leva, and then over to Bernie Nichols, and Nichols scores, and the Kings lead 3-1.
Beautiful playmaking. Gretzky quarterbacking it down low to Leva. Leva fakes the backhand, dishes it off, and Nichols just puts it past the sprawling goaltender. His 57th career, or rather goal of the season. Bernie Nichols making it 3-1, and the Kings are getting excellent scoring chances here in the first period. 85th assist this season, which is a new Kings record. That's his 3rd assist of the game. Dion had the old club record for assists in one season, 84 back in 79-80. So Gretzky, who already started rewriting the Kings record book earlier this year, continues to do so.
Now the puck in the Quebec zone. Kings up 3-1. Boy, that was beautiful the way the Kings moved that one around on the power play. Nordiques with it. Pass up to center ice now. Here is Stastny driving it down in the King zone. Back to get it in deep is Waters in the corner, but it rolls off his stick. Nordiques with it. Stastny, right wing side, up the middle. Shot by Moeller, and a save off the stick of Healy. Healy moving to his right, made the stick save. Now Taylor gives it up at center ice to the red line to Waters, and Waters drives it in the Quebec zone. Puck comes around the right point. Here's Laidlaw. Laidlaw in front, trying to get it to Casper off his stick. Played down by the Nordiques. Moved down to center ice by Yarvi. His pass tipped away at center. Kings with it again. Here is on the right side. Leva overskated it. He got it from Casper, and the Nordiques clear it to center. And Peter Stastny with a drive up into the crowd as it's deflected. 3-1 Kings, first period. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
There's a new winner every day of the week in your Southern California Chevrolet Dealer Association's $1,000 a day, every day test drive giveaway. Now, there's no obligation and there's nothing to buy. Just come in and test drive any new Chevrolet or Geo import. It's that easy to enter. There's a new winner every day, and tomorrow's winner, hey, it could be you. But you better hurry. The $1,000 a day, every day test drive giveaway, only at your Southern California Chevrolet dealers.
Kings up 3-1 as the first period winds down. Kruzhelnyski, Robitaille, and Bernie Nichols with the goals. Nichols in the power play, his 57th of the season. Gretzky has assisted on all 3 Kings scores. 3-1, Kings with 3:18 left.
Face-off outside the King blue line. Krushelnyski on the draw with Paul Gillis, and the Nordiques have it. Picard fires it down in the King's zone. Kings moving right to left. You should join us on our radio and television simulcast. And again, this time the referee got knocked out. The linesman Ron Asseltine had been knocked down once, and now Don Kaharski, the referee, got tumbled. Kings with it. Left wing Quebec zone. Here's Phil Sykes driving in deep. Sykes behind the net. He's checked by Mike Huff. Sykes still battles for it, but Curtis Lasician takes it away. He's bumped hard in the corner. Kings are throwing some body checks tonight, and the puck is knocked out of the air with a high stick by the Nordiques and then played by Robert Picard. 2:47 to go in the first period. The Kings lead at 3-1, and this game is coming to you live from the Great Western Forum.
Kings Hockey is brought to you by your participating Southern California Chevrolet dealers, home of the $1,000 a day, every day test drive giveaway. No obligation, nothing to buy. Just test drive any new Chevrolet or Geo import. And by Miller Lite. When it's Miller Lite, less filling tastes great.
Don Koharski getting involved as he got in the way of a couple of checks. I think Gillis skated wide 23 of the Nordiques and took the feet out from under him, inadvertently, obviously. As the first period has progressed, the Kings starting to dominate, especially offensively. That's the big difference in these two clubs, the offense. The Kings number one, the Nordiques in the bottom.
Now in front, Tonelli with a shot from the slot is wide. Quebec zone, Kings with it again. Nichols dropped it off for Robitaille, but the Nordiques clear it to center. It comes off the boards in front of the King bench, taken by Steve Duchesne. Duchesne's pass, he had Robitaille breaking at the Quebec line, but the pass was intercepted by Jeff Brown. Now for the Nordiques, down the left side, Gaetan Duchesne shoved into the corner of the King zone by Dean Kennedy. 2:19 to go in the first period. Kings are up 3-1. Kennedy pulled down from behind. Nordiques with it. King zone. Pass out to the right point to Randy Moeller. Moeller shooting and hit a skate on the way in, taken by Duchesne for the Kings. Steve Duchesne's pass off the boards comes up to Bernie Nichols at center. Nichols with Robitaille. Nichols across the line. Tonelli battling down the left side. Here is Nichols, but he can't get it to Tonelli or Robitaille. And the Nordiques clear it back to the Kings zone, where back to get it was Dale DeGray. To Baumgarten. Right side to John Tonelli. Quebec zone. Tonelli to Robitaille in front. He shoots. It's just deflected wide to the left. Robitaille with it again. Robitaille left side. He flips it down along the boards. Puck is tipped out toward the blue line to Kimball. Kimball tips it out to center ice, and the Nordiques have it. Sakic sends it over on the left side, and now it's sent ahead to Mark Fortier. Fortier's pass, hit a skate. Kings with it. They got a 3-on-2. On the right side, Robitaille. He shoots. It's deflected wide to the right side. Puck played by the Nordiques. Up to center ice, Mark Fortier. Fortier to the King line. Fortier tried to get out of the middle. Puck rolled away from him. Swept along the boards by Glenn Healy. 1:10 to go in a fast first period. Kings up 3-1. Kings dig it out. Here they come to center again. On the right side, it's Taylor. The trailer is Leba. Taylor to Leba. Leba to Taylor. In front, he shoots, and a save by Gosselin. Beautiful give and go there. Igor Leba, when he's been healthy this year, has really made some dazzling passes, and he made a nice give and go with Taylor there. Gave it back to Taylor, and Gosselin made the save. Now the Kings are offside of the Quebec line. 47 seconds to go in the first period. Kings 3 and Quebec 1.
Dave Taylor coming back, his second game back after missing 3 weeks with a sprained knee. The King captain picked up an assist against Boston the other night. Dave Taylor with a great give and go, as you mentioned, with line mate Igor Leba working it out of his skate, shifting to the back end, but he lost some shooting angle and hit the outside of the net. Taylor with a full head of steam, getting that return feed going right down the middle. In his 12th year, Captain Dave Taylor.
Face-off outside the blue line of the Quebec Nordiques. Kings have outshot Quebec 11-10. And out for the face-off is Mike Krushelnyski.
And Bob, just about every one of those shots has been a good scoring opportunity from right in front. Robitaille has had a pocket full of chances here in the first period.
Now Picard for Quebec sends it to the King line, broken up by Laidlaw. Here's Krushelnyski down the right wing. Trips over Curtis Lasician, who had fallen down. And the Nordiques will try to clear it. Can't do it. Laidlaw on the right point. He holds it in. His pass knocked out of midair. And the Nordiques come back to center. On the right wing side, Picard sends it across the King line, and everybody backing up, and they break it up. Laidlaw sends it to Gretzky. Left side, Gretzky cutting in. Can't get a shot. He was being checked on the left side by Lasician, who stayed with it. And Gretzky just directed it toward the net. Now the left side, Padupny with a drive off the stick of Healy. Puck is back behind the King net. Padupny fires from the left wing. 1 second to go in the period, and that'll do it. But a good period for the Los Angeles Kings. Glenn Healy skates off with a 2-goal lead. And the Kings had some spark in that period, had some jump, took the body on several occasions, and it was a good period all in all for the Los Angeles Kings. The scoring for the Kings, Mike Krushelnyski with his 17th from Tom Laidlaw and Wayne Gretzky at 7:39. Then Joe Sakic of Quebec tied it with his 21st of the year from Mario Marois and Peter Stastny at 8:14. Then the Kings scored 2. Robitaille is 39th from Gretzky and Krushelnyski at 11:24. And Bernie Nichols with his 57th from Igor Liba and Wayne Gretzky, who had 3 assists in the period at 15:45. Coming up, Nick will talk about the season with Kings general manager Rogie Vachon. That'll be coming your way in just a few moments. We're at 1 of the Great Western Forum. Kings lead at 3-1. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
We're back between periods of the Great Western Forum tonight. The Los Angeles Kings entertaining the Quebec Nordiques. And joining us now for a few moments is the general manager of the Los Angeles Kings, Rogie Vachon. And Rogie, entering tonight's game, the Kings had won just 6 of their last 18 games in the second half. As a general manager, how concerned are you right now over the club's play?
Well, we are definitely concerned. The most important thing is that we haven't had a real solid start in about 3 weeks. We fall behind all the time. We have to come back from behind from 3 or 4 or 5 goals deficit, and it's awfully tough. I think our goaltending hasn't been as sharp as it was early on during the start of the season. We're playing terrible defensively. I mean, we're going all out to try to score goals, but we're going to have to find a way to come back. I mean, and it starts with the forwards. They have to come back and help the defense, and the defense are going to have to stay home and wait for the chances to move into the play. And I think as a team, we're really not playing sharp.
So if you would try and pinpoint where the problem lies, could you? Is it in the goaltending, or is it just the defense, or is it just everybody out there?
Yeah, I think it's a combination. We've had some key injuries also in the past 4 or 5 weeks, and now the injuries are back. I think we're getting 2 more players tonight, possibly another player, McSorley, probably Monday. So as soon as we get our full team, we're gonna set some lines and go for it, and hopefully we'll turn it around.
Let's talk about the goaltending. Healy and Melanson are the goaltenders currently. Last year, they were the goaltending tandem for the whole season. Going into the playoffs in another month and a half, are you confident that one of these 2 goaltenders can do the job?
Well, we certainly hope so, especially if Healy comes back in his old form that he was early on during the season. He played fantastic the first 40 games, but right now he's struggling a little bit, and it is a little bit of a concern, yes. Because when you go into the playoff against Edmonton or Calgary or Montreal, you need fantastic goaltending to win. So hopefully we'll get back on the right track.
All right, Rogie, again, thanks for the time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
General Manager Rogie Vachon of the Los Angeles Kings. And for being our guest, Rogie will receive a gift certificate for Barrie's Maxima Bel Air, which has the finest and up-to-date casual and elegant dress wear for today's man. Located in the Glen Center at the top of Beverly Glen and Mulholland, Barrie's. Well, right now, let's turn back the clock. 22 years ago tonight, February 18th, 1967, that's right, Rogie Vachon played his first NHL game for the Montreal Canadiens, and his first save against Hall of Famer Gordie Howe on a breakaway, and he stopped it, but he lost the game 3-2. We'll be back with more. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Kings Hockey is brought to you by Great Western's family of companies. With over $32 billion in assets, 100 years strong, we'll always be there. By Discount Tire Centers, one of the leading Michelin dealers, serving your tire, brake, shock, and alignment needs. By Avis, getting away this weekend? Avis has great weekend rates just for you. So why take your car when you can make your other car at Avis? And by Miller Lite. For great taste, there's only one light beer, Miller Lite.
The Los Angeles Kings, off to an uncharacteristically fast start tonight, lead the Quebec Nordiques 3-1 before another sellout crowd at the Great Western Forum. While most players around the league may play golf or tennis or relax at home on their off days, a number of Los Angeles Kings have gone back to school at a local university who has teamed with the Kings to put together a very unique program. Culver City Ice Arena isn't only where the Kings practice, it's also where they study. Sure, any pro athlete must pay attention to the X's and O's at the blackboard in the meeting rooms, but this is different. Through an arrangement with Loyola Marymount University, Kings players, as in other NHL cities, are adding to their college education while playing in the NHL.
Loyola Marymount University made contact with the Kings. They're fairly close to us geographically. Made an arrangement, said let's try and see if we can offer a program to your people. So we've set up a special program now. The particular course we're talking about is entrepreneurship for the sports type people. But we're hoping if this works, it's an experimental class. If this works, we're going to set up a whole program for athletes where we can provide specialized training for them that's adapted to their needs.
It's pretty good. We have a teacher coming to us, and we're learning a bit about entrepreneurship and the business world out there, and it's just making us aware of what is out there and what is awaiting us for the future.
All the credits that you earn in this class are transferable through any university that works in the consortium. So if you happen to get traded, you can pass those credits on. And through an 8, 9, 10-year career, you can pick up maybe a whole year of regular university, which in the long run saves a lot of time if you decide to go back after you stop playing.
Well, I think this is kind of preparing us because our careers, we don't go to over 65, and if we can make it to our mid-30s, we're lucky. So this is preparing us for life after hockey, and it's interesting. We're realizing that everybody is well into their career already and into the business world, and we're definitely going to get a slower start.
The first day we sat down, one of the first things he brought up was that you have to look at what the people need, what's in demand, where you have to look, location. There's so many different things to look at that you never knew before that he's brought up. So that we do know it. And some of the guys, Luke Robitaille, Duguay, those guys have already started their own businesses and opened up different stores, restaurants kind of deal. And, I haven't opened one yet, but it'll give me a lot of ideas to start my own business.
Last year I hurt my knee and I was out for three weeks, so I was kind of scared to end my career right there. So I think the school is very important. I think that what Fred is doing right now with us, it's unbelievable.
This is the way, I like to go to school, because there's no pressure. You don't have to worry if you do fall asleep, or you can bring a lunch to class, and the teacher's been great, Fred's been great. And being with the people you're close to, it makes it that much easier.
Fred has seen so many things, has done so many things that he knows every side of it, so it's always fun to learn how they did it, how they went up, and it seemed like everybody hit their nose in the wall somewhere along the line, so, that makes me ready for that. I think we're all doing the same thing as the players. We're all somewhere, you're going to hit your nose. Like sometime on the ice, you can have a bad game, but you got to bounce back after, and that's the way I think it's got to be anywhere you are. You got to work hard.
These guys have, generally speaking, relatively good income at a young age. They're very conscious of the ability they have because of that income to do things in business, but they're also very conservative, and they're very worried about, I don't want to lose this. I've been fortunate in life. Things have gone well for me. What can I build for the future out of this? So they may not have formal education. They may not have all of the academic things, but they are very, very street smart, and that's been fun for me because I can talk about and they understand them. They may not understand them in the exact words I use, but they understand the concepts, and quite often that works very well.
We got it. Got you moving down the street. We got it.
At Theodore Robbins Ford, we've got the all-new 89 Escort GT, and every one in stock is at one incredible low price, just $89.95 after Ford factory rebate. Driven by a 5-speed fuel-injected engine, the GT comes with performance radials, AM/FM stereo cassette, air, cruise control, and more. So if you're looking for an incredible deal on an incredible car, remember, at Theodore Robbins.
We got it.
Both teams are back out on the ice. Kings have a 3-1 lead. Jim Fox is with us. Jim, you had to be happy with that first period. Pressure in the Quebec zone, and the Kings were doing some hitting.
Bob, I think you hit the nail right on the head. Pressure all the time. We had one man at least forcing that puck at all times, not caring about what's happening, just going directly to the puck. I think that's what the Kings have to keep up if we want to go on to victory tonight.
Jimmy Fox with his comments. Statistically, the Kings up 3-1. Shots were even at 11. Face-off wins 9 for Quebec, 8 for the Kings. Penalties all minors, 3 to Quebec, 2 to the Kings. And on the power play, the Nordiques 0 for 1, and the Kings 1 of 2. Nichols with the power play goal. King goal scorers, Kruzhelnyski is 17th. Robitaille number 39, Nichols number 57. Glenn Healy in goal, looking for win number 24 on the season. Will set up and defend to our left. Number 33 is Mario Gazalin for Quebec. He's looking for his 10th win. His record 9-13-3. 3-1 Kings, second period. Here's Bob.
And on the draw at center ice, Steve Casper out for the Kings with Taylor and Leba. Casper wins the draw. Kings with it back in their own zone. They're moving left to right here in the second period. Puck comes up to the Quebec line, and Peter Stastny, hounded by Casper, sends the puck down deep in the Quebec zone. Lecision with it to Podubny. Podubny's pass comes up to Eero Järvi, and then sent out to center ice, but taken away by the Kings. Tom Laidlaw. Here's Laidlaw for the Kings. His pass broken up by Järvi at center ice. Järvi comes across the red line. He's among the leaders in rookies and assists. He sends it down in the Kings zone, taken away by Taylor. Taylor clears it out to center. Second period just underway here at the Great Western Forum. Kings up 3-1. Igor Leba takes it away, but it rolls off his stick into the Quebec zone, taken away by Moeller. Moeller to Stastny, left wing. He shoots, and a save by Healy. Off his blocker. Healy plays it, sends it around the boards to the right point, held in by Moeller. Moeller's shot knocked down in front by the Kings, Steve Casper. Casper had trouble with it, now sent it behind the King net over to Taylor on the right side. Here's Dave Taylor. Taylor clearing it up to center ice and down into the Quebec zone. We're going to get an icing call against the Kings here as Moeller goes back to touch it. Let's pause right now for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Monday at 6 p.m. It's Your Call is live from the Las Vegas Hilton as we preview the upcoming heavyweight championship fight. Mike Tyson, Mickey Duff, and Don King will be the guests.
Wayne Gretzky, 3 assists tonight, is back out for his first shift here in the second period with Kruzhelnyski, and making his first appearance this evening is Bob Kudelski, who scored his first NHL goal last Sunday in Chicago. The Kings, for the most part, going with 9 forwards on a regular basis, spotting Miller and now Bob Kudelski.
Now the draw comes back down into the Quebec zone and back to get it. The Nordiques with it. Pass around on the right side and then tip down the right wing into the King zone after Jeff Brown had it. Puck is down in deep in the King zone. Now behind the net. Comes over to Mike Huff. He rolls it up the middle to Brown. Here's Jeff Brown going to the right point, King zone. On him is Kruzhelnyski. Brown drives it in deep. We got a penalty against the Kings coming up. Penalty against the Kings. A delayed call. Puck is in the King zone. As the Nordiques hold it in play, it bounces away from Jeff Brown. Now Kennedy controls it, and the penalty is called against the Kings. Cross-checking is the penalty.
Michel Goulet was dumped right in front. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
I'm the big daddy of the greatest bar game of all time, Fuse Ball. And us Fuse Ballers drink Miller Lite. Miller Lite's a less filling beer. It's brewed from the ground up. It's not a watered-down version of regular beer. And Fuse Ball is a great game. Because when a guy loses, everyone knows he loses.
When it's Miller Lite, less filling, tastes great.
I think we have a loser. Hey, fair-handed.
Dean Kennedy cross-checking Michel Goulet as Goulet was trying to set up in front of the Kings goal. The penalty at 1:41, and the Nordiques on the power play for the second time tonight. The Nordiques trail 3-1. Face-off will be deep in the Los Angeles zone, and the penalty killers to start will be Sykes and Casper up front with Laidlaw and Waters on defense. The Kings tonight, killing the penalty in the first period, have now killed off 38 of their last 42 disadvantages. Nordique power play is 9th. Penalty killing, the Kings are 10th.
Nordiques with it. They're down 3-1. Second period, here's Michel Goulet. Left wing, his shot deflected by Laidlaw. Off on the right side to Joe Sakic. Sakic for the Nordiques into Peter Stastny. Now on the left side of Goulet. He goes behind the King net. Michel Goulet around the right side. Former 50-goal scorer. His pass to the blue line, and then Sakic's pass tipped by Phil Sykes back out to center. Jeff Brown back to get it. Here's Brown to Peter Stastny. Stastny across the line to Goulet. King zone. Goulet shoots, blocked by Laidlaw again. Kneeling right in front of the shot. He knocked it down. Goulet holds it in. Goulet against the left side. Now the puck comes loose to Podubny. Podubny sends it right side to Sakic. Now back to Jeff Brown. Here's Brown to the left point. Brown sends it down in deep on the left side. Taken there by Michel Goulet. Goulet in deep, checked by Casper. Goulet drops it back to the blue line to Jeff Brown. His shot tipped by Goulet. Saved by Healy. Goulet gets knocked into Healy from behind by Laidlaw. Nordiques hold it in, and a drive deflected up over the glass. A Sakic shot from the blue line, and it was deflected out of play. Now Podubny had words and with Waters, and then Phil Sykes came barreling in to pump Podubny. Well, the Kings continue to throw their weight around, which is one facet of their outstanding play in the first period. Michel Goulet, after deflecting a centering pass, was knocked into Glenn Healy, and Healy didn't know what happened. He was complaining, but the referee said, no, he was pushed into you. Goulet with a deflection, then the rebound, then he's hit by Casper, then he's hit from behind by Sykes, and he went right into Glenn Healy. Healy got up and said, what went on here? But you can clearly see that Goulet is pushed into goaltender Glenn Healy, but Healy didn't see that develop. Power play still has 1 minute left for the Nordiques. Kings up 3-1. Face-off will be to the left of Glenn Healy in the Kings zone. Kings have Wayne Gretzky out along with Bernie Nichols up front to kill this penalty, which has 1 minute left to go. Dean Kennedy in the penalty box. Off the draw in the Kings zone. Waters battles Fortier for it. Now it comes loose to Gretzky. He gets it to Laidlaw. Gretzky gets knocked down, but Laidlaw gets it up ahead to Bernie Nichols. Nichols in the King line drops it into Laidlaw. Laidlaw drives it the length of the ice down in the Quebec zone. Goslin scoops it up. Gretzky right in front of him. Goslin flips it over to Randy Moeller. Here's Moeller behind his own net. Nordiques moving right to left. Moeller sends it to center, taken away by Waters, and Tim Waters flips it right back behind the Quebec net. 30 seconds left to go in the King penalty to Dean Kennedy. Kings are up 3-1, second period. Here's Randy Moeller in his own zone. Over on the right side to Marois. Now the Nordiques bring it to center. Here's Fortier down the left side into the King zone. Fortier's pass right side hopped over the stick of McRae. Here's McRae on the right side. He gets it into Gillis. Back to Ken McRae. McRae, the rookie, moves in down deep in the right side. Drops it to Gillis. Here's Gillis, the veteran. Plays it back to the blue line. To Marois. Now to Moeller shooting, and it's tipped up out of play. Either Laidlaw or the goaltender Healy got their sticks on it. Laidlaw was right in front. 2 seconds left to go in the King penalty to Dean Kennedy. Moeller one-timing it from the left point of the power play. Veteran defenseman who's been with the club for 8 seasons. The shot, and Healy kicks out his left leg and deflects it over the glass into the crowd. The Nordiques getting some shots on the power play. They have had 4 of them. Their best opportunity when they worked it down low to Michel Goulet, but Goulet was quickly cleaned out by the Kings. 15 stops tonight for Glenn Healy. Healy and the Kings looking to rebound after a poor performance from the goaltender on out against the Boston Bruins Wednesday night when the Kings lost 7-3. Kings are up tonight 3-1 with 2 seconds left on the penalty to Kennedy. Kings discussing when they win the face-off, who will go where. Casper will take it. Casper's done a great job. That's one of the reasons the Kings picked him up for his fine play on the face-off. He's out against number 88, Joe Sakic, the fine rookie. And the draw comes toward Healy. He flips it around the boards. Kings are back at full strength. Picard holds it in for Quebec. Steve Duchesne takes it away from the Kings to Igor Liba. Nice lead pass up ahead to Casper. Down the right side to Taylor. Taylor across the line. Left side in deep. Duchesne trying to give it back up the middle. It bounces right in front of Goslin, the goaltender, and he sweeps it off on the right side. Kings had an outnumbered attack coming across the blue line there as Liba made a nice outlet pass to Casper back in the King zone. Now the Nordiques send it in deep. Dean Kennedy back to touch it, and we have an icing call against Quebec. 3-1 Kings. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Motor Trend's Golden Calipers, among the most coveted automotive awards in the world. Symbol of the accuracy, the measure, the care and thinking in the automobile that wins them. The Mitsubishi Galant, a car whose performance, comfort, and overall execution are aptly summarized in the Golden Calipers. The Mitsubishi Galant, Motor Trend Import Car of the Year.
Kings unable to carry over that first period momentum, and hopefully the big crowd, another sellout, and now the Kings back in full strength will spur them on.
Duchesne from the left point with a shot, deflected off a skate, held into the right point. Kings with it. Here is Jay Miller along the right wing boards in the Quebec zone. Miller is double teamed, pushed backwards. King holds it in at the right point. Kennedy's pass, tipped up in the air, and Walt Podubny has it for the Nordiques. He sends it into Robert Picard. Now to center ice, taken away by Steve Duchesne. Kings with it, across the line. Casper right side to Jay Miller. Backhander save made, rebound. Casper shoots, and where is it? Underneath the goaltender Goslin, who is sitting right on the goal line.
will want to know if the puck went high enough underneath the goaltender. It was almost flat on his back where it went over the goal line, but apparently it did not. The referee has a tough decision to make there because he really can't tell. Obviously, the goal judge can't, and on the replay, we'll get a look at it. Casper feeds it off on the right, and Casper is going to get the chance. The backhander by Miller, it goes right up the slot, and there's the shot by Casper, and sitting down is Mario Goslin. Hard to tell if you're the referee or the goal judge just exactly where the puck is.
I thought it was right on the line. I thought he sat on it, covered it right on the line. Of course, it has to go all the way over the line, and as you point out, Nick, that's the toughest call for the goal judge to make because the goaltender's screening him. He can't really see it unless it does slide all the way into the net. Face-off will be to the right of goaltender Mario Goslin. Kings are up 3-1 with 15:21 to go in the second period. Bernie Nichols ready on the face-off for the Kings and wins the draw to Dale DeGray. DeGray to Baumgartner, left side. He sends it down in deep. Puck is sent to the right point. DeGray with a drive. Blocked and held in by Robitaille. Robitaille sends it behind the net. Nordiques still within their own zone. Here's a pass up the left side. Goulet then sweeps it out to center off the board. Kings back to get it. Bernie Nichols back in the Kings zone. His pass to center taken away by Michel Goulet. Waits for his teammates to get on side. Then he backhands it into the Kings zone. Dale DeGray in to get it. DeGray bumped. He didn't get it, but Nichols did. Nichols tried to clear it. Couldn't do it. Jeff Brown holds it in. Brown for the Nordiques. Had it tipped away by Dale DeGray. Up to center. Nichols with it. Taken away by Mike Huff. Huff for the Nordiques. Slaps it right back into the Kings zone. Rebound off the boards to Baumgartner. Baumgartner's pass stolen by Huff. Huff for the Nordiques in the Kings zone. Tipped away. Kings with it. Robitaille to Baumgartner. Shovels it ahead to Nichols. Nichols across the line. Stops at the right point. Nichols pass in the slot. Deflects over on the left side to Robitaille to Baumgartner. And he had it get underneath his skate out to center ice. Picked up in front of the Quebec bench now by Dale DeGray. DeGray for the Kings to Robitaille. Tipped it in the Quebec zone. Taken away there by Marois, but the Kings steal it at center ice, and Baumgartner drives it right back in the Quebec zone again. 14 minutes to go in the second period. Kings are up 3-1. Long pass to center ice, off the stick of Ken McRae. Kings with it. Here's Kruzhelnyski. His pass hit a skate, came back out to center. Chased down by Fortier. Mark Fortier for the Nordiques. Spun around, and a penalty coming up against the Kings. Fortier is tripped, and the Nordiques will go on the power play. Kings lead it 3-1. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Come on, a tire is a tire is a tire, right? Wrong. At Discount Tire Center's annual inventory clearance sale, you'll find gigantic savings on every kind of tire we have in stock. Even Michelin's. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires. Experience Discount Tire Center's low prices on brakes, shocks, and front-end alignment service. For giant savings on Michelin's and much, much more, it's Discount Tire Centers. We cut prices, not quality, at all 85 Discount Tire Centers. Hurry, clearance sale ends soon.
Defenseman Tim Waters is in the box now for tripping at 6:14, giving the Nordiques a power play opportunity, their third of the game, second of the period. The Nordiques, Mark Fortier, a rookie forward, stepped around Waters, and Waters got the stick right between the legs of Fortier, spun him to the ice. Power play, Quebec. 3-1, Kings in front.
Face off in the Kings zone, top of the circle to the left of Glenn Healy. Mike Kruzhelnyski against Peter Stastny. And on the draw, the puck comes to the Kings. Crossman with it. Can't clear it. Held in by Sakic at the right point. Here is Joe Sakic. He gives it back on the right side to Podubny. Podubny passing down into Peter Stastny. Stastny back to the left point to Jeff Brown. He shoots. Locked in front. Kings with it. It's moved ahead to Gretzky. Gretzky one-hands it over to Kruzhelnyski in the Quebec zone. Kruzhelnyski down the middle. Tripped, and a penalty against Quebec. Penalty against the Nordiques. Kruzhelnyski got tripped trying to come right down the middle in the Quebec zone.
Good burst of speed by Mike Kruzhelnyski as he took the one-hand pass inside the Kings blue line from Wayne Gretzky. And Joe Sakic, complaining, goes to the penalty box. Sakic feeling that he was playing the puck, but he got out his left leg, and the trip was made by Sakic's leg and not his stick. And this nullifies the Quebec power play. Sakic tripping at 6:38. So twice tonight, while the Nordiques have started working on a power play, they have taken a penalty.
Faceoff will be in the Quebec zone now. The Kings still up 3-1. Both teams are shy a man. Krushelnicki scored in a 4-on-4 situation for the first goal of the game here tonight. Puck taken by the Nordiques. Moeller over to Jeff Brown. Brown sends it up on the right side. Nordiques come to center. Across the line, Walt Podubny. Podubny down the right side, in deep behind the King net. Podubny knocked down there. Puck taken by Duchesne. He headlands to Krushelnicki. Krushelnicki to center. Gets it back to Crossman. Crossman flips it in the Quebec zone, and Brown back to get it for Quebec. Kings have Krushelnicki and Gretzky up front, changing defensively. Kennedy comes out on the ice. Podubny sweeps it to the King line. Steve Duchesne breaks it up there. Podubny bumps into him. Kings with it. They got Gretzky breaking, but it's broken up by Moeller at center ice. Krushelnicki trying to get it at Gretzky, but Moeller broke it up at center ice. Now the puck taken by Peter Stastny. Here's Stastny trying to give it to Eero Järvi, and they go offside to the King line. 3-1 Kings here in the second period. This game coming to you from the Great Western Forum.
Kings Hockey is brought to you by Stroh's and Stroh-Lite. Now you're talking good times, and Stroh's is spoken here. And by your Southern California Mitsubishi Motors dealers. Test drive all their new trucks and cars, including the 1989 Galant, Japan's Car of the Year.
Club still shy of skater for another 50 seconds. 12:36 left in the period. Kings still doing a good job. Their forwards getting involved, getting in the zone quickly, putting that constant pressure on the Quebec Nordiques.
On the face-off, Gaetan Duchesne for the Nordiques draws it back in front of his own bench. Sent by Mario Marois into the Kings zone. Broken up there. Laidlaw to DeGray. DeGray up to center ice. Chased down the left side by Casper into the Quebec zone. He goes down in deep in the corner, but goes down to one knee as the puck is tipped away by Marois. And up to center ice, here's Gaetan Duchesne. Duchesne across the King line. Duchesne stops on the right side, trying to give it to Eero Järvi. Tipped away. Now in the right wing corner. Järvi tries to dig it out in the King zone. He does. Here's Järvi out of Finland. Comes back for the right point. Järvi sends it down in deep. Laidlaw breaks it up. His pass going to be stolen by Picard for Quebec. He sends it behind the net. Comes around to Dale DeGray. DeGray bumped by Järvi. DeGray can't clear it. Nordiques hold it in again. Marois drives it around the left wing boards. Played there. Now the Kings have a power play. Nordiques within the Kings zone. Backhander by Gaetan Duchesne. Stick saved by Healy. Puck taken by the Kings. Cleared up to center ice by Laidlaw. Kings have only a 15-second power play now. Puck comes all the way down into the Quebec zone. Kings are up 3-1. Second period. Nordiques clear it to center. Taken by the King Steve Duchesne to Dean Kennedy of the King blue line. Now to Duchesne. Now a pass over on the left side. Robitaille tipped it right at the blue line. Robitaille still with it. Trying to give it to Dave Taylor. Taken away by the Nordiques. Out of the penalty box and right into the King zone. Joe Sakic shooting wide to the right side. Sakic came out of the penalty box, but Duchesne got back in a hurry to hamper it. Now here's Taylor in the Quebec zone. Taylor tried to leave it for Duchesne. Robitaille in deep, and he lost the puck. Robitaille looked like he was ready to shoot, and the puck rolled away from him, and Curtis Lesician cleared it for Quebec.
Quite a few times the Kings have been in position for outstanding chances, but the players handling the puck have been going too fast for their own good.
Now Joe Sakic for the Nordiques into the King zone. Sakic left side, in deep, behind the net, to wrap around right through the crease on the wraparound by Mike Huff. Kings try to clear it out. They've got the puck along the boards, can't clear it. Lesician holds it in. His drive is wide. Paul Gillis back behind the King net. Steve Duchesne all over him. Gillis tried to leave it for Goulet. Goulet is bumped. Now Taylor goes for it. He can't get it. Nordiques hold it in play. Mike Huff on the right side. To the left side to Lesician. He shoots. Deflected in front, and Healy knocks it down and falls on it there. Now Dean Kennedy spinning around in deep in the Quebec zone with Michel Goulet.
Well, the Nordiques driving for that front of the net, looking for position, and as a result, the Kings are trying to clear them out. A lot of bumping. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
You know, usually I pitch for a certain baseball team, but sometimes I pitch for another team, Mitsubishi Motors dealers. And since I'm new at it, it's a good thing they've been winning without me. Galant won Motor Trend's championship series. Mirage won an award. That's like me winning the Cy Young. And Montero was named MVP in a very fast league. And I thought I had a good year.
Test drive a winner today at your Mitsubishi Motors dealer.
3-1 Kings Kings in front. Nordiques driving to try and get back in the game. Mike Huff, 18, cuts behind the net, tries the wraparound on the long side as one of the Nordiques got dumped in front. Mike Huff then worked it back to Curtis Lashishin as play continued, and Glenn Healy with traffic in front made the save. So the Nordiques trying to get their forwards a little bit more involved now as they try and get back into the game.
A couple of wives on the Kings staff, Nick, having birthdays today. We send happy birthday to Bridget Wolf and to Gail Carmichael. Face-off will be to the right of Glenn Healy, and to the left point to Robert Picard. Quebec shooting, and it's deflected off the stick of Healy up into the crowd. Robert Picard fired a hard shot from the left face-off circle.
Out there to take the draw is Peter Stastny. He won the draw. Back to Picard. Stastny, a veteran in his 9th National Hockey League season. He's had some great numbers over the years. Leads Quebec in points and assists this year. Phenomenal first season in 81-82, setting records for most points, 109, and assists, 70 by a rookie. In 7 of his 8 seasons in the NHL, he has scored 100 or more points. Peter Stastny.
Only 2 players in the history of the league, Nick, have ever done that 6 years in a row, starting with their rookie season. Wayne Gretzky is one and Peter Stastny the other. 100 points or more their first 6 years in the league. Puck is fallen on against the boards in the King zone on the right wing side. And a whistle blew after Tim Waters had been knocked down there.
Other action in the National Hockey League. Boston wins at Calgary 4-3. Rangers win at Pittsburgh 5-3. Toronto 5-3 over New Jersey. Philadelphia losing at New York to the Islanders 3-2. Hartford 4, Minnesota 3. Montreal over St. Louis by a score of 4-2. So Edmonton idle. If the Kings win here tonight, they'll still have 2 games in hand and be 3 points up.
Toronto's going to come in here Monday afternoon with a head of steam. Now the puck cleared out to center right in front of the Quebec bench. Robert Picard drives it right back in. Kings in action here Monday, 1 o'clock. Still some tickets available. It's President's Day. Matinee against the Maple Leafs. Here's Krushelnyski across the line to Gretzky. Gretzky with 3 assists in the game, but this time his pass comes out to center ice. Laidlaw couldn't get there in time to hold it in. Now Laidlaw drives it back behind the Quebec net. Kings are up 3-1. That was the score by which the Kings beat the Nordiques earlier this year in Quebec. Low-scoring game for these 2 teams because they are last in defense in the NHL. Goals against. Now Nordiques with a shot from the blue line by Marois, but an offside as Healy made the save, but the Nordiques were offside anyway. 9:23 to go in the second period. Kings 3, Quebec 1.
Well, you mentioned the Toronto Maple Leafs in town on Monday, and Dale DeGray, currently with the Los Angeles Kings, was a member of the Toronto Maple Leafs last year. And with Toronto, he had 24 points, 6 goals, 18 assists in 56 games. Right now, this season with the Kings, in 52 games, 6 goals and 18 assists for 24 points. His last goal was December 21st, so DeGray has gone 22 games without scoring.
Kings within their own zone, moving left to right. Here is a pass by Dale DeGray to center. He got it back again from Krushelnyski. DeGray steps across the Quebec line, goes down the right side, drops it to Gretzky. Gretzky tried to throw it in front, tipped away. Kings with it again. Sykes to Gretzky. He gets pushed against the boards by Moeller. In comes Baumgartner. He gets checked by McRae. Baumgartner's stick got knocked out of his hand, so he grabbed McRae, and the puck whistled dead along the boards.
Well, Kenny Baumgartner doing what he does best, getting involved physically. 3-1 Kings. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
I'll get it, Alex.
Mel's Market. Here's your order.
What order?
Side of beef.
I didn't order.
Here's your delivery, sir.
What delivery?
Your Stroh's 30 packs.
Stroh's. Alex?
Nah. Stroh's and Stroh Light. Fire brewed for smooth, consistent taste. And with 30 packs, you get more beer.
Pardon, Pierre Pet Shop. Here's your poodle. Oh.
Alex.
Robbie Vitorek behind the King bench has his team ahead 3-1 here tonight. If I'm not mistaken, the only English-speaking captain for the Quebec Nordiques, I think, Nick, perhaps in their history. Shot from the blue line by Baumgartner, steered away by Mario Gosselin, and the puck is against the boards, dug out by Leva. Igor Leva, nice pass in front to Taylor, over in front to Casper, and a save by Gosselin. I'll tell you one thing, when Leva's out there, Nick, he gets some good plays started.
And you've got to be awake if you're on his team, because he'll give you the puck when you least expect it. Igor Leva was up high, skating from left to right in the slot, and the Kings kind of snuck behind the Nordiques. Both Taylor and Casper were alone in front. Igor Leva with a nice pass on the forehand in tight to Taylor, who turned around, and then he tried to feed it off to Casper, but it went off the goaltender's skate, and then the goaltender Goslin was able to cover up as Moeller, number 21, was working over Steve Casper. Igor Leva, who was acquired in the Dean Kennedy deal, the first Dean Kennedy deal last December, got 5 goals and 13 assists for 18 points, and this is his first year in the NHL. His first game after missing 10 with a slightly separated right shoulder.
Faceoff will be in the Quebec zone. The Kings are up 3-1 here in the second period with 8:45 to go in the period. Puck is taken by Mario Marois. Here's Marois. He's knocked down behind his own net. Scramble for the puck. In comes Tonelli to knock Marois down again. Puck comes in the corner to Robitaille, to Tonelli. Tonelli to the blue line to Kennedy at the right point. Kennedy drives it down to Bernie Nichols. Nichols tried to sweep it in front, but it's tipped away. Nichols with it again to the right point to Dean Kennedy. Kennedy sends a pass down in deep. It's taken by Robitaille. Robitaille bumped there. Now on the right side, here's Tonelli into Robitaille. Robitaille's got a goal tonight. Back to John Tonelli. Back to the blue line to Kennedy. Quebec zone. Kennedy shooting. Save on the goal line by Goslin. He knocked it out with his glove, and Tonelli got wiped out on the right side, and the whistle blows.
Well, Dean Kennedy with a great hard low shot from just inside the blue line, and it either hit the goaltender or somebody right in front of the goaltender and drastically changed directions, but great reflexes by Goslin reaching out with his left arm. The shot from the point, it's tipped once, twice, and then almost snuck inside the left post, went off the glove, and he recovered. It's bouncing around, but they already blew it down. So it changed directions twice. Kennedy winding up. There's the first there, the second, and goes off the glove, and he does a little juggling act along the ice, but Goslin got a quick whistle.
Faceoff stays in the Quebec zone to the left of Mario Goslin. 12 saves tonight, but he's given up 3 goals. Kruzhelnyski, Robitaille, and Nichols scored for the Kings all in the first period. Nobody scored here in period number 2. Up to center ice. Here's Peter Stastny for Quebec. Stastny cuts down the right side along the boards in the Kings zone. Back to the blue line. And Picard with a drive. Tipped in front. Back behind the net to Podubny. Walt Podubny with it there. Has it taken away by Mike Kruzhelnyski. He gets pulled down. Nordiques hold it in. Peter Stastny. Pass in front. Tip score. Podubny. He just tipped it in past Healy. As the Kings couldn't clear it, the Nordiques held it in. Peter Stastny to Walt Podubny, and he tipped it in. And now it's the Kings 3, the Nordiques 2.
Well, that's a big goal for the Quebec Nordiques, because the Kings haven't been as offensively a threat here in the second period compared to period number 1. Stastny kept the puck in. He turned quickly and just feathered a little pass in front to Podubny, who redirected it under the crossbar. No chance for Glenn Healy right there. The flow for the Kings was coming out to center ice. Podubny leads Quebec in goal scoring. 78 goals in 2 seasons with the Rangers. Also played earlier in his NHL career for Edmonton and Toronto. His first NHL goal was against Quebec, the team for which he now plays. Podubny at 12-19, 32nd of the year.
Now the Nordiques right back in the game as they're down by a goal with 7.5 to go. Second period. Here's Phil Sykes, Quebec zone. Sykes, right side, trying to give it to Kruzhelnyski. Tipped away. Sykes couldn't hang on to it. Podubny clears it to center to Peter Stastny. Here's Stastny back to Podubny, and he overskates it at center. Taken by Peter Stastny. And as usual, the guy that just scored will be Nick's guest at the end of this period, Walt Podubny. Now the Nordiques across the line into the Kings zone. Pass down in deep to Fortier. Fortier behind the net. Check there, but we've got penalties coming up. We've got Dean Kennedy upset with Darren Kimball of the Nordiques.
Well, they met on the near boards. They got their sticks up, and right at the whistle, they kind of stared at each other. Kimball is going to go to the penalty box. I don't know about Kennedy.
Well, it's 3-1 Kings, 3-2 Kings. Let's pause right now for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Thursday, Trevor Wilson, Pooh Richardson, and the UCLA Bruins host the Washington Huskies in exciting Pac-10 basketball action. Prime Tickets live coverage begins at 7:30.
The only penalty penalty is to Darren Kimball for high-sticking Dean Kennedy at 12:53, and the Kings go on the power play for the 4th time this evening. But the Nordiques have made it a 1-goal hockey game. But Dubney's 32nd from Peter Stastny at 12:19. Kennedy on the near side went up to bump Kimball, and Kimball got his stick up and clipped Kennedy on the side of the head, and that's why Kennedy got upset.
So the King power play now. Casper at center, Tonelli the left side. The right side is Taylor. Crossman at the right point and Robitaille at the left point. Kings are up 3-2, second period. All the King goals came in the first period tonight. 6:54 left to go in this period. Here's Taylor to center for the Kings. Taylor's pass tipped away by Paul Gillis. Gillis for Quebec across the King line. Right side, trying to pull it around. Crossman couldn't do it. Crossman tips it away and gets it down to Steve Casper. Here's Casper for the Kings. He sends it over the left side and gets it back from Tonelli. Now Casper across the line to Taylor. Taylor sends it down in deep to Casper. Casper behind the net. Nordiques take it away and clear it high in the air to the blue line. Is batted down by Crossman. Played just inside the Quebec line by Tonelli, and an offside called against the Kings.
John Tonelli, what a force he has been since early December. One of the more consistent offensive players for the Kings, and doing a great job at the other end as well. He's 1 goal shy of his 4th 30-plus goal season in his career. 18 goals in the last 24 games. The streak began in early December, and he's had 8 multiple goal games this year. John Tonelli, his best goal-scoring season, 42 with the New York Islanders in 84-85.
Now the Kings still on the power play for another minute 13. Kings are up ahead 3-2. Here's Nichols with it. Nichols gets to the Leva, right side in the Quebec zone. Now down to Gretzky. Gretzky along the right wing boards. Leva's in front of the net. Gretzky with it. Feeds it out to the left point to Dale DeGray. Now the left side to Bernie Nichols. Nichols in the circle. Nichols waits. Nichols feeds it behind the net to Gretzky. Gretzky waits there. Gretzky's pass out in front, broken up, and the Nordiques are going to clear it. It was broken up by Jeff Brown, who anticipated the pass by Gretzky, intercepted, moved it ahead, and the Nordiques sent it down in the King zone. 40 seconds to go in the King power play. DeGray to Steve Duchesne. Over on the left side now to Bernie Nichols. Ahead to Igor Leva. Leva feeds it, or tried to, over to Gretzky. Knocked down. Nichols with it. Now pass left side. DeGray shooting, and a save by Goslin. Dale DeGray in the left face-off circle snapped off a quick shot, and Goslin, moving to his right, made the save. Kings have 20 seconds to go in the power play. Kings are up 3-2. Puck is back at the King line. DeGray to Leva. Leva across the line. Comes off his stick into the corner. He gets spun around. Puck is played by the Nordiques. Sent ahead by Picard to Huff, and Huff clears it back into the King zone.
That's going to do it for the power play. The Kings with a 1 good chance that came just a few moments ago when DeGray was set up all alone at the far circle by Gretzky.
Nordiques are back at full strength right now, trailing by a goal. Here's Wolf Podubny. Podubny for Quebec. Drops it right side. Kimball shooting here. McRae shooting and a save. Rebound. McRae wrap around. He scores! Ken McRae got stopped the first time, but got the puck, came around the net and put it in, and the Nordiques with 2 goals have tied the game at 3-3.
Well, just like that, the Quebec Nordiques are back in the game. They have tied it up. The shot was taken by Kimball. The save was made, but McRae pried it free before Healy got the whistle, and he wrapped it around and banked it in off either Healy or the left glove of the fallen defenseman, Steve Duchesne. Another look. McRae with the shot, the original shot, and then it's worked free with help by Kimball to McRae, and he wraps it around and puts it in. We're tied up at 3.
So McRae with an assist from Podubny. Now Taylor. Taylor in the Quebec zone. Bumped by Lecision. Kings take it out. Right wing corner. Here is Robitaille along the boards. He feeds it back into Casper, but out of his reach. Now Lecision drops it off, and it's taken by Jeff Brown for Quebec. So the Kings were cruising along with a seemingly comfortable 3-1 lead. But the Nordiques have come back to tie it at 3-3, second period. Pass down the right side, out of the reach of Robitaille. Puck comes into Lecision for Quebec. He wraps it around. Nordiques move it up to center ice now. Into the King zone is Brown, but it's taken taken off his stick by Laidlaw. Up the center to Robitaille. Robitaille stick handles at center ice. He's checked there. Puck is taken by Laidlaw. Laidlaw gets it off on the left side now and pass ahead to Robitaille. He gives it back to Casper. Casper with a shot knocked away by Goslin. Played by Jeff Brown. Brown sends it out the center and all the way down in the Kings zone. 3:45 left to go, second period. Bob Miller with Nick Nixon. We got a brand new game here at the Great Western Forum again now. It's tied 3-3. Kings come to center. Here's Gretzky. 3 assists tonight. Gretzky, nice move left side. He shoots, saved by Goslin. Oh, what a great move he put there on Marois. He looked like, Gretzky looked like he was going to cut inside to the right. He moved back outside to the left, but Goslin made the save, and we get an icing call against Quebec. It's 3-3 in the second period. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Motor Trend's Golden Calipers, among the most coveted automotive awards in the world. Symbol of the accuracy, the measure, the care and thinking in the automobile that wins them. The Mitsubishi Galant, a car whose performance, comfort, and overall execution are aptly summarized in the Golden Calipers. The Mitsubishi Galant, Motor Trend Import Car of the Year.
Well, with Wayne Gretzky, timing is everything. You see Marois make the move. He tried to poke it away, and that's when Gretzky went inside out, opened up the left side for him to shoot on Goslin, and he tried to go up high. Looked like glove side on Goslin, but the save was made. The Kings, with only 3 or 4 good scoring chances in the second period, after they had a bucket full in period number 1. The Kings have not led a game from start to finish since December 23rd, a win in Vancouver. Here tonight they had the lead until the Nordiques tied it up at 3.
Mario Marois in his 11th year on defense, and boy, I'll tell you, Gretzky really turned him around there, but Goslin came up with a save. The Nordiques send it back behind the King net. 3-3 with 3:10 to go here in the second period. Puck is tipped by Kruzhelnyski out to center ice, taken away by the Nordiques. Picard, he sends it back into the King zone. Duchesne over to get it. He gives it to Dean Kennedy. Here's Kennedy in the King zone. His pass to center is stolen by Paul Gillis. Gillis to Gaetan Duchesne. Here's Gaetan Duchesne for Quebec down the right side, trying to get around Steve Duchesne. Steve Duchesne takes Gaetan Duchesne into the boards. As we said earlier, no relation there. Puck is battled for now by Kennedy. Gaetan Duchesne comes out, spinning around, and finally, puck is whistled dead against the boards in the King zone. Don't forget, Robbie Fatorik will have the Kings in action Monday afternoon here against Toronto, and there still are some tickets available. Forum box office and all Ticketmaster outlets. That's President's Day, a holiday for most people, Monday afternoon. Kings at Toronto here, and you'll hear it on KLAC starting at 12:20.
Quebec out shooting the Kings 12-6 here in the second period to get back into the game. They have both goals, Bedubny and Ken McRae. Bedubny at 12:19, McRae at 15:06. Bernie Nichols, 4th Kings scoring parade all time. Mike Dion, Taylor, and Goring.
Now the Nordiques, Forche centers it, broken up. Kings with it, up to center. 3-on-2 working. Here is Nichols in the Quebec zone. Nichols right side, shooting, save, rebound in front. Tonelli whacks at it and just had it bounce away from him once. Then his second attempt went wide of the left goal post. Nordiques come to center ice. Here is McRae. He just tied it up over to Moeller. Moeller drives it in, it's deflected on the way. Healy flips it along the boards on the left side, and the Kings will try to move it out. They do to center ice. Here's Nichols, got it from Robitaille. Nichols crisscrosses with Tonelli. Nichols down to Waters, down the middle. He tried to give it over to Tonelli, but it's tipped away, and the Nordiques clear into center. Back of the King blue line, taken there by Kennedy. Ahead on the left side. Here is Tonelli shooting. He scores! Of the year as he got it from Robitaille, fired from the top of the left circle, past the outstretched glove and actually off the glove of Goslin, and then off the right side of the net and in, and Tonelli has given the Kings a 4-3 lead.
Boy, what a beautiful shot by John Tonelli. He picked the upper right corner on Goslin, banking it in off the inside of the far post. For his 4th 30-goal season in his NHL career, the Kings regain the lead here late in the second period. Tonelli with his 30th from Robitaille and Kennedy.
the puck at center ice. King shoot it into the Quebec zone. Dave Taylor drives it in deep. Taken around the right side, but not cleared. Now back behind the Quebec net as Casper sends it in deep. Mario Marois with it there. He feeds it up on the right side and down to center ice. Nordiques pass to the King line, broken up by Duchesne. He flips it up to center, and now it's sent back down into the King zone, chased down by Duchesne. Is giving the Kings a 4-3 lead. We have 1:15 to go in the second period. Puck is slapped by Marois of Quebec back behind the King net and taken there by Dean Kennedy. Kennedy waits. Now comes around the left side. Moves it over to Steve Duchesne. His pass back on the right side. Taken by Casper into the Quebec zone. Casper's pass into Igor Liba. Liba down in the right wing corner. Liba down behind the net. Liba still with it. Liba left side to Casper, but off his stick and off the right wing boards. Casper holds it in, gets it into Dave Taylor. Taylor tried to go behind the net. He's bumped there by Peter Stastny. Puck is picked up and cleared up to center ice by the Nordiques, but taken away by Tim Waters. Waters pass back into the Quebec zone. Liba had been knocked down. He comes over to the bench. Puck is taken by the Nordiques. Pass ahead and just tipped into the King zone by Peter Stastny. Tried to maintain his balance and couldn't do it. Puck is cleared out to center. Here's Gretzky with it. Gretzky with 20 seconds to go in the period. Gretzky to Taylor. Behind the back pass now over the right side to Sykes. He shoots and a save by Goslin. Sykes again. Tried to roll it in front. Goslin breaks it up. And we get a whistle with 12 seconds to go in the second period. But Gretzky had the puck outside the blue line. Started to come back to center and then flipped a backhand pass to Taylor right on the line. He tried to set up Sykes, but Goslin got in the way of the shot. 12 seconds left in the second period. Gretzky with 3 assists tonight has set a club record for assists in a single season with 85. Gretzky had it, and then he came to the blue line, moved back, and then a blind behind the back pass to Taylor, standing right on the line, shoveled it to number 7, Phil Sykes. Steep angle for Sykes, and Goslin, hugging the goalpost, knocked it down. 12 seconds left to go in the second period. Kings are up 4-3, and the faceoff is in the Quebec zone. Kings have Gretzky out at toward the blue line. Casper on the draw, but the puck comes in deep to Robert Picard. Picard for the Nordiques, trying to clear it. 6 seconds to go in the period. Puck comes over to Kruzhelnyski. Kruzhelnyski from a steep angle with a shot knocked down by Goslin, and that'll do it. That is the end of the second period here in the Great Western Forum. A period in which the Nordiques came back to tie it, but the Kings regained the lead near the end of the period as the Kings leave the ice. In the second period, Walt Podubny got his 32nd of the year from Peter Stastny at 12:19, and then rookie Ken McRae got his 3rd of the year to tie the game, assisted by Walt Podubny at 15:06. But the Kings came back to regain the lead. John Tonelli is 30th from Robitaille and Kennedy at 18:08. Coming up in a few moments, Nick will be talking about hockey and the Three Stooges, probably with a guy who loves the Three Stooges, maybe as much as he likes hockey, Walt Podubny of the Quebec Nordiques. That'll come your way in just a few moments. We're at the end of 2 of the Great Forum. The Kings lead it 4-3. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Second intermission here at the Great Western Forum. The Nordiques came back, tied it up, but the Kings have grabbed the lead 4-3 after 2 periods. And joining us now is Walt Podubny, veteran forward, now the Quebec Nordiques. And Walt, I guess the question is, what do you love the most, playing the game of hockey or collecting memorabilia for the Three Stooges? You're a big fan of those guys, aren't you?
Yeah, Nick, I am. I'm, I used to watch them quite a bit when I was young, and when I became a professional, it gave me the resources to go after some of their videos and literature, and I've made it. I made it pretty well my main hobby, and it's been a lot of fun for me.
Is this how you spend a lot of your time on the road, watching TV and looking for stores that have books and videos, etc.?
I used to do that quite a bit. I have the complete video library now, so it's and pretty well the complete literature. So now I just kind of enjoy it, and if anything comes up, I'll usually grab that as well.
All right, looks like you could fit in on occasion with maybe a member of the Three Stooges. Do you have a particular favorite yourself?
Well, Curly was definitely my favorite. Okay. You know.
And you've got all his routines down, right?
I got most of them down. I'm still working on a few of them, Nick.
Did this start as a kid or when you were older?
Well, as I said, I watched him when I was younger, but I was able to, I was actually turned back onto them by a good friend of mine from Toronto when I was playing there, and it just started snowballing, and I got to where I'm at now.
All right, I'm not going to put you on the spot. Maybe I will here. Give me your best curly impression right now.
No,
Come on.
No.
Give me one. Come on.
No.
Well, wait a minute. What's this right here? What's this right here? Oh, hey, sorry about that. Yeah. All right, let's talk about the game now. In the second period, you scored a goal. You got the Nordiques back into the game. You were in the right place at the right time here, and we'll take a look at it on the simulcast.
Okay, yeah. Well, Peter made a great play. He saw me at the last moment and just slid it, and I knew Healy was out far enough. I just wanted to redirect it over him, and it worked out exactly the way we planned it.
What got your club back in the game in that second period?
I think partly John Perron just reaming us in between the first and the second, but also we just we have to check. We need 20 guys going. We don't have players like Gretzky and that to rely on so much, and we just have to all work as hard as we can, and as a result we did that in the second, and we just have to keep doing that. It's the only way we're going to win.
All right, thanks for the chat, and good luck with your library of Three Stooges memorabilia. Walt Podubny, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. And thank you for being such a good sport. Walt Podubny, our guest, and for being on between periods, they'll receive a gift certificate for two for either brunch or dinner at Lowry's California Center, located in a garden oasis just minutes from downtown Los Angeles. Lowry's. Well, this date in Kings history. Let's go back some 7 years ago tonight. Bernie Nichols was recalled from New Haven in the American Hockey League for the final 22 games. He had 71 points with the Nighthawks in 55 games before his recall. We're between periods 2 and 3 here in Los Angeles. 4-3 Kings. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Exciting game at the Great Western Forum, and the Los Angeles Kings at the end of 2 periods of play before another sellout crowd are leading the Quebec Nordiques by a score of 4-3. Well, now it's time, a big moment here on Prime Ticket, to present and give you the name of the winner for the On the Road with the Kings contest, which was held here on Prime Ticket. This is not to be confused with our Ask a King segments. That's something different. This was On the Road with the Kings, sponsored by the Southern California Mitsubishi Motors dealers. People just had to fill out an entry form and mail it into Prime Ticket by February 15th. The winner was selected randomly, and the winner is about to receive a new 1989 4x4 Mighty Max truck and a trip for two to New York City to see the Los Angeles Kings play twice, the New Jersey Devils next Sunday and then the New York Rangers a week from Monday. And now we are about ready to announce who the winner was on the On the Road with the Kings contest, and it is... I love it when they do that. Yes, and here it is. We have his actual entry form. Dana Loberstein of Los Angeles, California. He watches the Kings play on American cable systems. Dana Loberstein, in fact, is with us right now. You recognize that winning entry form, do you, Dana?
Very well. I recognize it very well.
Well, Dana, you're the winner. Congratulations. How do you feel about that?
I'm really excited. I still can't believe it happened.
We also have with us here this evening, we have Al Richmond of the Mitsubishi Motors dealers. And Al, I understand it was actually your dealership where Dana put his entry form in. Is that right?
Coincidentally, that's true. He came in with a friend who bought a car and filled out the application for the drawing and turned out to be our winner.
Pretty good response to this contest?
Tremendous response. The Kings have really created a tremendous amount of interest for us as a sponsor.
Well, Dana, now how long have you been a Kings hockey fan? Are you a casual fan or what?
I'm fairly casual. I'm a pretty new fan. As a matter of fact, this is my first game with the Kings, so...
Okay, well, you can't argue about that. Now, the Al Richmond here from Mitsubishi, I guess you've got the keys, so why don't you do the honors, sir, for the big 4x4.
Well, Dana, I'd like to congratulate you again and give
Thank
you
you
the keys to the new 89 Mitsubishi 4x4 on behalf of the Southern California Mitsubishi dealers.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations again.
Can't believe it.
All right. Well, that's terrific. Congratulations to you, Dana, and thanks to you also, Al. We appreciate you coming in. Good luck with your car, and I hope you bring some luck to the Kings, too, as well on the road trip when you go with them for the games in New York against the Rangers and the New Jersey Devils. So we're back here, ladies and gentlemen. The Kings leading Quebec 4-3. Stay with us.
Well, the Kings with a 4-3 lead as we get set for the final period here at the Great Western Forum. The Nordiques got back in it in period number 2.
Well, their comeback began at 12:19 when Peter Stastny stole the puck, turned up high, and fed Podubny right in front. And Podubny just redirected the pass up high behind Healy for his 32nd to make it 3-2 Quebec. The goal assisted by Peter Stastny. Then Ken McRae with his third after his shot was saved by Healy. It was worked free then away from Healy. McRae picked it up behind the net and then jammed it in past the outstretched left arm of defenseman Steve Duchesne. The goal at 15:06 tied it up. And then John Tonelli from Luc Robitaille going up high, banking it in off the inside of the far post, his 30th of the season. Robitaille and Kennedy assisting at 18:08, 4-3 Kings.
Kings right winger Jim Fox with us. Jim, what about that period? Did the Kings get away from things that were successful for them in the first period?
Well, Bob, I really don't think they got away from the forechecking that they set the pattern in the first period. I think 2 maybe giveaways on goals by Quebec. I really like what the Kings are doing. The one thing I think they're doing very well is when they're in trouble in the offensive zone, they're dumping it behind Quebec's net. It's allowing them to, get another man on the puck, keep going, and keep that pressure sustained, as opposed to trying to make a fancy pass out to someone in front, which may be deflected, and the other team has an outman situation going back.
Jim Fox with his comments. Kings up 4-3. Nordiques have outshot the Kings 23-20. Face-offs, 19 wins for Quebec. 23 for the Kings. Penalties, all minors. 5 to Quebec, 4 to the Kings. And on the power play, Nordiques 0 for 3 and the Kings 1 of 4. Glenn Healy and the Kings sit up and defend to our right here in the third period. 4-3 Kings, and once again, Bob Miller.
And off the draw at center ice, the puck taken by the Nordiques at their own blue line. Here's Jeff Brown to center, throws it off the boards on the left side into the Kings zone, and chasing it in is Laidlaw. Laidlaw's pass broken up the corner. Nordiques with it centered up the middle, stolen by Gretzky. Here's Wayne Gretzky to the red line. Gretzky at center ice, still hangs onto it now. Pass right side to Jay Miller. Miller cutting in. We have a delayed penalty against Quebec. Miller on the right side gives it to Laidlaw. Laidlaw shoots wide to the left side. Still a delayed penalty against the Nordiques. Tim Waters with it, throws it into the corner, and it's taken by Eero Järvi, and the whistle blows. Penalty against Quebec.
I think they're going to get Brown for tripping up, interfering with Miller as Miller broke out of his own zone.
Kings lead at 4-3. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Prime Tickets coverage of exciting NHL action continues Wednesday as the Kings host the tough Washington Capitals. Our live coverage begins at 7 p.m. The Kings and Prime Tickets, sports television at its best.
Jeff Brown for interfering with Jay Miller at 29 seconds. So the young Quebec defenseman in the penalty box, and the Kings can start this period and hopefully get some early momentum with the power play. The Kings are up 4-3. They're 1 of 4 tonight with the man advantage.
And on the faceoff, Mike Krushelnyski against Paul Gillis, but Randy Moeller of Quebec sends it all the way down to the Kings zone. And the Kings back to get it. Here's Steve Duchesne back with Gretzky. Duchesne's pass hit a skate and is picked up in the Kings zone by Bernie Nichols. Kings up 4-3. Have the man advantage here early in the third period, but they can't get out of their own zone. Nordiques sending 2 men into forecheck. Here's Steve Duchesne with it on the left side. Duchesne now will move it up ahead to center to Bernie Nichols. Nichols has a goal tonight. Comes down the right side against the right wing boards. Traps it in deep, and it came off the boards right toward the goaltender Goslin, who tipped it up in midair and then gloved him. He thought the puck was just going to carry him behind the net, but it came back out in front of the net. And Bernie skates by and has a few words for Goslin.
Yeah, Nichols just firing it around the boards, hoping the Kings would outnumber the Nordiques on the near side, but it hit a rut, looked like where the glass and the metal stanchions meet behind the net, and caromed right towards the goaltender. Bernie Nichols has a goal tonight, his 57th of the season. Other goal scorers, Krushelnyski, Robitaille, and John Tonelli.
Face-off in the Quebec zone. 1:26 remaining now. The Quebec penalty to Jeff Brown. Kings leading 4-3. And off the draw with Paul Gillis. A battle for it. Krushelnyski and Gillis. Puck is on the side of the net and then dug out and cleared by Mario Marwov into the Kings zone. Back to get it, Wayne Gretzky. 3 assists in the game tonight. Puck is tipped up toward Igor Liba. Liba spins it up on the left side to John Tonelli. Tonelli over the right side. Here's Gretzky. Gretzky to Krushelnyski in the back zone. Krushelnyski trying to give it to Tonelli, who got knocked down in front. Now comes to the blue line to Duchesne. Duchesne, his pass to Krushelnyski. Right side, Liba shooting wide to the left. Rebound left point. Held in by Steve Duchesne. Duchesne to the Kings to Igor Liba. Now to Gretzky on the right side. Here's Gretzky, top of the right circle. Gretzky still with it. Pass in front. Duchesne score! Power play goal for the Kings. It came to Steve Duchesne standing on the left side of the net, and he just kind of shoveled it in. And the Kings lead 5-3.
Gretzky again making the plays. He got a good bounce. His centering pass came off. It looked like Kruzhelnyski and maybe the goaltender's pads right to Duchesne down low. And Duchesne scores to give the Kings a 5-3 lead. It definitely was deflected. Tonelli may have got a piece of it to direct it across to Steve Duchesne. And if so, Tonelli and Gretzky will get the assist. Fourth assist for Gretzky, Duchesne's 18th goal of the season. And the Kings with a power play are up 5-3.
John Tonelli will get an assist on it. And Wayne Gretzky with his fourth assist of the night. Now the Kings bring it to center ice. Here's Igor Liba, the Quebec line, but it swept off his stick. Down the right side, McRae with a shot. Pad saved by Healy. Healy behind the net, sweeps it around on the left side, but not out. At the left point, Nordiques hold it in. Here's McRae in the slot. Can't hang out of it. Kings take it away. Waters up ahead. Nice lead pass to Casper. He gives it to Liba. Liba in the Quebec zone. Right side to Taylor. Taylor sends it in front to Liba, and it's knocked down by Goslin, the goaltender, and he hangs on. There were some soft passes there. The puck just kind of sitting in front of the net. We'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
You're looking at the most grueling automotive test of the year. To simply survive, you've got to be good. But to emerge as 4x4 of the year, you've got to be the best. Toyota's SR5 B6 is the 4x4 of the year. Toyota quality. Who could ask for anything more?
Kings are up 5-3. They almost made it 6-3. Liba on the right to Taylor. Taylor just floats one in front, hoping to get a break off Casper, and then Liba trailing the play, tried to poke it in, but the save was made.
Now the Nordiques in their own zone have it as Randy Moeller spins in the corner and then moves it up ahead, and it's brought out to center ice now by Eero Järvi. Nice pass to Podubny, left wing, he shoots, and a save made by Healy. Healy moved out to make the save on Podubny, and the Kings clear it out to center. Wayne Gretzky's on the right wing. The center is Kruzhelnyski, and on the left side is Jay Miller. Puck comes down into the Kings zone, cleared by Laidlaw out to center ice. Kings up 5-3, 17:07 to go, third period. Here, Podubny in his own zone for the Nordiques. Podubny up to the red line, shoots from center ice, a rising shot over the net. Looked like it may have gone off part of the glove of Healy. Picked up by the Kings, and they can't clear it. Right point, held in by Marois. His shot wide to the left. Rebound to Wayne Gretzky. Gretzky in the Kings zone. Gretzky moves up to center ice. His pass tipped down into the Quebec zone by Jay Miller, but Goslin, the goaltender, plays it to Marois. Now to Eero Järvi. Järvi at center ice, gives it to Peter Stastny. Stastny across the line. Stastny into the slot, taken away by Kruzhelnyski of the Kings, and he clears it out to center. 16:27 to go in the third period. Kings are up 5-3. Quebec Nordiques within their own zone. Pass by Mario Marois up to his own blue line. Now to Paul Gillis at center. Here's Gillis for the Nordiques. Gillis feeding it down the right side of Michel Goulet. Tipped off his stick into the corner by Baumgartner. Baumgartner checks Goulet, but Gillis is in front. Gillis trying to give it to Moeller, taken away by Gretzky. Gretzky down the right side, 3-on-2 for the Kings. Gretzky across the line. Gretzky left side. Gretzky's pass deflects off the skate of Lesishin and wide to the net to the right side. Gretzky with it again to Robitaille. To Gretzky in the slot. Gretzky left side, pulled down, no penalty. Puck played by the Kings on the right side. Dale DeGray with it. DeGray shooting save on the skate of Goslin, and he covers it with his glove right in the crease.
Luke Robitaille getting a piece of that shot from Dale DeGray. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Black Rock, Nevada and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. Black Rock means land sailing, riding the wind across dry desert lakes. And Old Milwaukee means a great beer. Cold, crisp Old Milwaukee beer. And smooth, golden Old Milwaukee Light.
There's nothing like the flavor of a special place. An Old Milwaukee beer.
Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light.
You know, guys, it doesn't get any better than this.
Wayne Gretzky with a great effort moving in for a shot, and he is dumped to the ice, losing his balance after Goulet grabbed a hold of his right arm. Fans thought there should have been a penalty, and then DeGray taking the shot that was deflected right in front by Luc Robitaille, and it was just sitting in the crease for Gosselin to pounce on.
Face-off in the Quebec zone, and on the draw, Waters from the left point with a shot. Save made by Gosselin. Glove save, and he hangs on. Bob Kudelski won the draw for the Kings. 15:39 to go, third period. Kings are up 5-3 in this game, and the face-off remains in the Quebec zone as Waters and Robitaille talk it over, and Mario Gosselin gets set. 19 saves tonight, but he has given up 5 goals. Bob Kudelski ready on the draw again for the Kings in the Quebec zone, and the draw goes over on the left side. Kings try to move along the boards. Tonelli knocked down to one knee, and now it comes over to Quebec. Joe Sakic gets it up to Mark Fortier. Fortier in center ice, drives it in the Kings zone behind the net. Healy stops it there. Here's Tim Waters for the Kings. Waters gets it up ahead to John Tonelli. Tonelli slides it about Kudelski. Kudelski, Quebec line on the right side, tried to give it to Robitaille, tipped away. Back to center. Tonelli with it. Tonelli to Robitaille, left wing. Robitaille shoots, save, rebound is taken by the Nordiques. Picked up and cleared ahead now by Sishin across the King line. Nordiques with a pass on the left side by Fortier. Tipped away, 2-on-1 for the Kings. Here is Robitaille and Kudelski. Robitaille moving in. Robitaille in the slot. Now feeds it to Tonelli, and the Nordiques got back to tip it away. On the left side, here's Fortier into the King zone. Fortier to McRae. Backhander wide to the right side. Rebound off the boards. Things have opened up now. Kings come to center. Here's Kudelski at the red line, and he backhands it in. Kings got in trouble on that 2-on-1. Nick just didn't move it quickly enough. Nordiques got back to take it away. Now at center ice. Pass by Kennedy. Picked up by Randy Moeller at center ice. Over to Yarby. Yarby bumped by Kennedy, and back to get it for the Kings is Leva, but he gave it away. Right side, Peter Stastny. His pass in front, knocked down, and the Kings with it again. Up ahead to center. Duchesne to Casper, and he drives it in. The Nordiques going for maybe one pass too many. Puck is back behind the Nordiques net. Taken there by Robert Picard up to Hero Yarby on the left side. Yarby moves it to center, and Dean Kennedy back to get it. Kennedy plays it off the boards to Leva. Leva, nice pass to Casper. Casper down the right side, Quebec zone. Casper still has it. Tries to feed it down the middle to Leva. He got dumped. Puck is taken by the Nordiques. Kings are up 5-3. 13:49 left to go in the third period. Kings with it, driven off the boards into the Quebec zone. Nordiques play it there as they give it to Walt Podubny. Here's Podubny moving it up to center, and a 2-line pass called against Quebec. 5-3 Kings, third period. We'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Introducing a sedan with the heart of a lion, the all-new Toyota Cressida. Inside, the majestic body beats a powerful 24-valve, 190-horsepower engine. Plus, legendary Toyota quality. Quality that has made Cressida the most trouble-free new car sold 2 years in a row. Cressida for $89, the king of luxury performance sedans and the pride of Toyota.
5-3, the Kings are in front. Now we get to the time of the third period with 13:41 left, where see if the Kings concentrate on making sure one forward is high. They don't get all three trapped, and they can help out the defense so they can shut down the Nordiques offense.
Now Dale DeGray bats it out to center ice. Nordiques take it away, send it into the Kings zone. Down the right side, along the boards. Puck is battled for there. Kings dig it out. Kruzhelnyski moves it ahead. Kings with a 3-on-3. Here's Dale DeGray across the line. DeGray to Gretzky, top of the slot. His shot deflected up into the crowd. Gretzky fired from the top of the slot, but the Nordiques deflected up out of play.
Other games in the National Hockey League. Boston wins at Calgary. The second home loss all year for the Flames. 4-3 the final. The Rangers over Pittsburgh 5-3. Toronto over New Jersey 5-3. The Islanders beat the Flyers 3-2. Hartford over Minnesota 4-3. And Montreal doubles up St. Louis by a score of 4-2. And again, if the Kings can hold on and win here tonight, they will have a 3-point lead over Edmonton. The Oilers idle tonight, and the Kings still would have 2 games at hand. They'd have 67 points to the Oilers 64.
Face off top of the slot. Boston's at Edmonton tomorrow night, and Boston really playing well on the road. Here's Duchesne, top of the slot, sends it in, he scores! Steve Duchesne got a shot from the top of the slot that was a soft shot that Kruzhelnyski skating by got his stick on, and the Kings now have a 3-goal lead at 6-3.
Kruzhelnyski won the draw, headed for the front of the net, and Duchesne just floats one in front with Kruzhelnyski and one of the Nordiques screening the goaltender, and Kruzhelnyski appeared to have tipped it. The shot, and it just floats between the legs of Kruzhelnyski, and they're giving it to Duchesne. So on that second replay, possibly it did not hit Kruzhelnyski. So it's Duchesne's right now, his 19th.
So Duchesne with his second of the night as the puck comes down the left side into the Quebec zone. Taken away, Nordiques with it, sent up to center ice by Goulet. Now down the left side, chased in. Phil Sykes throws a check on Jeff Brown. Now behind the net, Baumgartner checks Brown, and Baumgartner will clear it out to center ice. 12:38 left to go here in the third period. The puck is knocked out of the air with a high stick. Kings up by 3, 6-3.
Sixth goal, Duchesne from Kruzhelnyski. Duchesne's second of the period and game. The goal at 6:46, and Jean Perron, the head coach of the Quebec Nordiques, again sees his club give up a lot of goals. The Nordiques, with one of the poorest defensive records in the NHL, allowing the most goals against, 257, had 6 more tonight. That's 263 goals against in 61 games, almost 4.5 against the game. Glenn Healy, the recipient of the 6 goals scored by the Kings. He's up 6-3.
Things weren't like that in Montreal for Jean Perron, were they? Won a Stanley Cup there in his first year as coaching the Canadians. Puck taken by the Nordiques. Sakic, his pass knocked down, and then from the top of the slot, Laidlaw throws a check. Sakic with a shot. Knocked down on the way into the goal as never got through to Healy. Laidlaw was tying up Ken McRae, and the puck is cleared back out to center. 12:15 to go, third period. Bob Miller with Nick Nixon. Kings are up 6-3. The Nordiques at one point had tied this game 3-3. Now Waters gets bumped hard, but he pokes it ahead as the Kings come out to center ice. Here's Bernie Nichols, 57 goals on the year. Comes down the right side, shoots from there. It's deflected back on the left side. The Kings hold it in. John Tonelli to Robitaille behind the net. Robitaille into the corner to Nichols. Nichols center behind the net. Now it bounces over to Sakic. Joe Sakic for the Nordiques. He headmans it up to McRae. Here's Ken McRae moving it up to Trevor Steinberg at center. Steinberg back to McRae across the line. His shot deflected wide. Picked up by McRae again. Back to the blue line. Kings with it. Waters tried to play at the center. He did. He got it to Nichols. Nichols across the line. Quebec zone. Over to Robitaille. Back in deep to Tonelli. Tonelli behind the net around in front. He shoots. It's deflected off the board. Boy, Nichols got flipped in deep at the right point. Kennedy with it. His pass broken up. Nordiques come back to center. On the right side. Here's Eero Järvi. Järvi across the line, but he can't go in any deeper. It's tipped away from him. Nichols with it. Duchesne had tipped it away. Nichols cleared it to center. Nordiques hold it in. Jeff Brown to Podupny, left side. Podupny knocks it down. His pass going to be stolen by Robitaille. Here's Robitaille with 11 minutes to go in the third period. The Kings are up 6-3. Robitaille right side trying to get around Jeff Brown. Robitaille down and deep, goes behind the net. Robitaille around the left side, dropped it off for Leva. Leva in front, score! Steve Kasper on the right side, and now the Kings are running away with it. They lead 7-3.
Well, we told you earlier tonight we'd see a lot of goals. True to form, although it may have taken a while for the offense to click in. Leva with another beautiful pass, and one timing it, Steve Kasper. The goal at 9:10, and for Kasper, his 13th of the season. 3 unanswered goals here in the third period by the Kings, and they have built their largest lead of the game at 7-3. Robitaille, Bob, did yeoman work on that goal, setting up Leva, who passed across to Kasper. And we're going to get a goaltending change, and replacing Mario Gazalev is 21-year-old rookie Ron Tugnut. On the year, 6-4-2 and a goals against of 3.17. for Ron Tugnut, who was recalled January 1st from Halifax in the American Hockey League. So Tugnut replacing Gosselin here after the 7th Kings goal.
Now at center, here's Casper for the Kings. Over to Igor Liva. Liva across the line, back to Casper, Quebec zone. Casper on the left wing side, and his pass taken away by Jeff Brown. Brown clears it around to Walt Podubny. 10:24 left to go. We're in the third period. Kings have opened a 4-goal lead now. Nordiques with it across the line to the right side. Here is Järvi. Järvi drops it back, shot by Marois, saved by Healy, and a penalty against the Kings. Holding is the call against the Kings. 10:13 to go in the third. Kings lead at 7-3. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Come on, a tire is a tire is a tire, right? Wrong. At Discount Tire Center's annual inventory clearance sale, you'll find gigantic savings on every kind of tire we have in stock. Even Michelin's. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires. Experience Discount Tire Center's low prices on brakes, shocks, and front-end alignment service. For giant savings on Michelin's and much more, it's Discount Tire Centers. We cut prices, not quality, at all 85 Discount Tire Centers. Hurry, clearance sale ends soon.
Dave Taylor goes off for holding at 9:47. Penalty taken in the Kings zone. Taylor holding up Walt Podubny at the right circle, actually dumping him to the ice as Järvi was working with the puck along the right boards. So the 4th power play for the Nordiques. Not a good night for Mario Gosselin. Didn't get much help. 49+ minutes, 27 shots, and 7 goals against.
Wayne Gretzky clears it all the way down in the Quebec zone. Nordiques on the power play with 10 minutes left to go in the third period. Kings up 7-3. Nordiques with it. Sakic, left wing, into the Kings zone. Sakic moves to the right, gives it back to Marois, the right point. His pass knocked down by Gretzky, but Marois with it again. Off the left side to Randy Moller. Moller beats it into McRae. McRae to Fortier, but tipped behind the net. Fortier with it. His pass out in front. He gets rocked hard on a check by Laidlaw. Puck is taken by the Nordiques. Pass in front. Knocked down. Rebound McRae with a shot. Gloved by Healy. It was tipped up high, and Healy stayed with it and made the glove stop, and he hangs on.
2 big saves for Glenn Healy, robbing McRae on 2 occasions after Laidlaw had cleaned out one of the Nordiques behind the net. The puck came free. McRae with a shot. The save was made, and the rebound right back to the young forward. He tried to go up high, glove side, but Healy right there to spirit a spectacular save, and the Nordiques shut out right there by Glenn Healy, who has now made 24 saves tonight. Second year with the Kings, Glenn Healy looking for his 24th victory and his 3rd career win against Quebec. Again, Gosselin, 27 shots and 7 goals against.
Now the puck against the right wing boards in the Kings zone. Nordiques dig it out. Sakic at the blue line, sends it left side. Now back on the right side is Peter Stastny will play it. Stastny moves it up the middle to Sakic, taken away. Here's a break for Gretzky. Casper to Gretzky. Gretzky all alone in front. He shoots. He scores! A short-handed goal with Steve Casper making the perfect outlet pass and a breakaway by Wayne Gretzky. And the Kings lead 8-3.
Well, he changed his philosophy on a breakaway. We've seen him deke a lot, but this time he elects to shoot. Upper right corner. Wow, what a shot. Under the crossbar, inside the right post. 5th point of the night. First goal of the evening. A shorthanded goal. That's number 43 on the season for Gretzky. And Gretzky this year now with 5 shorthanded goals.
Now the puck out at center ice. Nordiques still on the power play. 45 seconds remaining on it. Here's Joe Sakic. Beats it left side. Shot saved by Healy off his stick on the shot by the Nordiques. From the left side as Jeff Brown got the shot. Now Brown holds it in. Kings take it away again. At the King line. Here's Steve Casper. What a beautiful pass he made to Gretzky to send Gretzky in all alone. Puck comes all the way down to the Quebec zone. Tipped away from Phil Sykes. And the puck taken now by the Nordiques. 8.5 minutes to go, third period. Kings up 8-3. Nordiques with it. In deep behind the net. Now the wraparound is tipped away as Gaetan Duchesne had the shot. Jeff Brown with it. Out to Sakic. His drive hit a skate, picked up by the Kings. They got Gretzky breaking the center again. Kruzhelnyski to Gretzky, right side, Quebec zone. Gretzky drives behind the net, around in front, pass in front. Knocked down, and so was one of the Kings in deep. It was Duchesne. Nordiques come back. Kings are back at full strength. Pass in front to Peter Stastny, tipped away. Played by Gaetan Duchesne at Quebec, right wing corner. Kings take it away. Kruzhelnyski ahead to Gretzky at center. 2-on-1 with Kudelski. Gretzky left side to Kudelski. Tipped it wide. Kudelski behind the net. He gets bumped there. He centered it up the middle. Broken up by the Nordiques. Kings come back to center. Kruzhelnyski gets knocked down. Puck is at the King line. Swept in deep. Baumgartner takes his man, and Healy gives it to Dale DeGray. Up to center to Kudelski. To Gretzky on the right side. Gretzky holds up, hangs onto it now. Gives it over to Baumgartner, and Baumgartner sends it in the Quebec zone. At one time, this game was tied 3-3. The Kings now lead it 8-3. 7:19 to go, third period. Puck comes down into the Kings zone. Tonelli tips it off to Kudelski. Don't forget, Kings home here Monday afternoon, 1 o'clock against Toronto. Here is Gretzky at center. Gretzky across the line with John Tonelli. Gretzky pulls up, feeds it back to Kudelski. Kudelski down to Gretzky, left side. He goes behind the net. He wraps around in front. He shoots. He scores! Wayne Gretzky putting on a show at the Great Western Forum, and the Kings now lead 9-3.
His 6th point of the night. 2 goals, 4 assists. Here's his second on the simulcast. Walking out, shooting it down low past Ron Tugnut. 9-3 Kings. Kudelski with a give and go. Gretzky walking out, spinning and shooting, beating Tugnut on the long side. 44th goal of the season at 13-1. 6 straight goals for the Kings, building a 9-3 lead.
Puck is out at center ice and driven down into the Kings zone on the right side by Mario Marois. So the Kings are pouring it on the Quebec Nordiques here in the third period. Kings with it again. Here's Nichols to Robitaille to Tonelli. In deep, he goes behind the net. Tonelli around the right side. His pass tipped and brought out to center. Taken by Mark Fortier. Fortier had it tipped away by Laidlaw. Back to center. Robitaille with it. Robitaille to Nichols. Nichols across the line. Moves to the right. Nichols shooting. Saved by Tugnut. Puck is taken by the Nordiques though and picked up by Trevor Steinberg. He moves it up to center ice. Robitaille breaks it up. Flips it back into the King zone. Played there by Moeller. 6 minutes to go. Third period. Puck comes to the blue line and underneath the glove of Robitaille. 9 goals for the Kings tonight. Here's Leva. Leva the red line. Leva to Robitaille. Quebec zone. Robitaille feeds it through to Nichols. Nichols left side into Leva. Leva's pass up the middle taken away by Peter Stastny. Stastny hollered to him in Czechoslovakian and Leva gave it to him. Here's Stastny down the right side. He is bumped hard. Puck goes behind the net. Stastny with it there. Stastny tried to move out in front. Tipped away by Nichols. Now the puck is still played by the Nordiques. Pass up the middle. Shot. Knocked down in front. The shot by Jeff Brown. Kings with it. Ahead to Robitaille. Robitaille right side. He is taken out of the play by Yarby. And the puck battle for Leva over there for the Kings. Leva tried to pick it up. Peter Stastny steps in front of him. Gets it to Podumny. Not cleared. Now poked out to center. 9-3 in favor of the Kings. Third period.
Tugnut, 2 shots, 2 goals.
Now at center ice here is DeGray. Right wing. DeGray up the middle to Casper. Casper from that zone. Kings with it in front of Taylor. He scores! The Kings have hit double figures. It is now 10-3.
They're just driving for the front of the net. The Nordiques just not holding up anybody. Kings skating around the Nordiques. Casper sees Taylor in front. Taylor deflects it as he was tied up by Picard. 10-3. That's 6 goals in the third period for the Los Angeles Kings. And Goslin, who started, just continues to just stare out on the ice in disbelief as to what has transpired here this evening. It's a season high for goals in a game for the Kings. 10-3, Kings over Quebec.
Kimball, Darren Kimball and Jay Miller, and Darren Kimball throwing some right hands. This is right out at center ice. First scrap of the night. Jay Miller and Kimball throwing a left hand now, and Miller trying to tie him up. So they continue to wrestle around out on center ice right now. And left hand by Jay Miller, right hand by Kimball. Now they've moved over toward the penalty boxes. Each of them have the other's arms tied up pretty well, although Miller gets a few rights in. Now a few more. Now they go toe-to-toe. Miller and Kimball standing toe-to-toe and just throwing punch after punch. Now a right hand by Jay Miller, and that's it. The Kings lead at 10-3, and we'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Just when you thought you knew everything about trucks, Toyota changes all the rules. Introducing the all-new Toyota trucks, redesigned for '89. More V6 4x4 power, all-new optional on-the-move four-wheel demand. And now, an available V6 4x2 for extra power when you need it. More inner space and comfort, and a new look that says one thing, Toyota quality.
Toyota, who could ask for anything more?
Well, the Kings have a 10-3 lead late in the third period. This game is coming to you live from the Great Western Forum.
Kings Hockey is brought to you by Toyota. Quality right down the line. Who could ask for anything more? Toyota. By Stroh's and Stroh Light. Now you're talking good times, and Stroh's is spoken here. And by Carl's Jr. Try the Western Bacon Cheeseburger only at Carl's Jr.
10-3, the Kings are in front. They have broken it open with a club tying 6 goals in the third period. 5th time in their history they've scored as many as 6 in a period. The last time, November 2nd, '85 at Hartford in the third period against the Whalers. Now the puck in the Kings zone. Kings have broken this one wide open. They let the Nordiques get back in it, tie it at 3, and then the Kings have exploded for 7 unanswered goals. Puck is back behind the Quebec net. Now up on the left side, Quebec moves it out to center ice, chased down by Sakic, and Baumgartner checks him. Sakic ducked underneath. He knew that collision was coming. He ducked underneath him. Nordiques with it. Pass by Gaetan Duchesne. Tipped away by Healy to the right point. Held in there, and now we've got Baumgartner in a scrap. Joe Sakic has his... no, it's not Sakic. Baumgartner really throwing some punches, and the Nordique player has his jersey pulled up over his head. Maybe number 4, Greg Smith, who has not played much tonight. Baumgartner was all over Joe Sakic, and I think the Nordiques came to the aid of the much smaller Joe Sakic for the tactic of Kenny Baumgartner. But clearly the instigator right there was Greg Smith, who's... Smith is undressed. Yeah, he's on the cutting edge of fashion and design. And Baumgartner leaves, waves to the fans, shakes hands with the ushers, signs some autographs. 3:58 to go in the third, and Smith leaves with his shoulder pads off. He finally got his undershirt back on. Kings up 10-3, and we'll pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
At the conclusion of tonight's game, please stay with us for the Evian Player of the Game. Evian, natural spring water with the unique balance of minerals from the French Alps.
Baumgartner and Smith, 5 each for fighting at 16:02, but Smith is also getting 2 for instigating, no doubt about that. Baumgartner had checked Sakic to the ice. Sakic giving up some size and weight to the much bigger and stronger Kenny Baumgartner. We'll watch it again. Sakic, 88, tries to duck under Baumgartner. Then Baumgartner just goes along for a little ride. And that's what upset Greg Smith. Now, Baumgartner reaching for his equipment, got his stick, got back up on the ice, and Smith went right at him, and he got the 2 for instigating. So the Kings will have the power play as the game winds down. 3:58 left. 10-3 Kings.
Nordiques will have the power play here.
No, Nordiques have the extra 2 for instigating.
I'm sorry, okay. faceoff will be outside the blue line of the Kings.
And now the Nordiques are getting a bench minor, so the Kings will have a two-man advantage. A bench minor, and obviously frustration here. I think he just threw out Jean Perron, the referee. He has been ejected. That was the call by Ron Hogarth.
Don't see that very often, a coach ejected from the game, but Perron was standing up, gesturing at Koharski, and Koharski is really now hollering at Peter Stastny of the Quebec Nordiques. Well, the Nordiques have to be frustrated. They've given up the most goals of any team in the league, and they were right in this game, tied at 3, and then the Kings hit them for 7 straight. Now, over on the bench, Jean Perron, the coach, is still there. Referee Don Koharski over in the referee's crease, and Gaetan Duchesne over to talk with him along with Paul Gillis.
Eero Järvi will serve the first minor, the instigator to Greg Smith. They'll have to send in somebody else to serve the bench minor. They already announced on the public address that the coach of the Nordiques, Jean Perron, has been dismissed from the rest of this game. 10-3 Kings. We'll be back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
You pay $16 for one pizza? Little Caesars, I pay 10 for 2 pizzas. My place delivers. You pay $6 more for one pizza than I pay for 2 pizzas. Give me the 16. I'll pay 10 for 2 pizzas and pocket the 6.
You got a tip?
Yeah, you got a tip. You a big tipper? 20%. 20% of $16. Now you're talking 1920.
1920? I was born in 1920.
Delivery costs. Come to Little Caesars. You always get 2 great pizzas.
Pan.
For 1 low price.
Well, now the Kings have a 5-on-3 skating situation. Jean Perron has left. So the Nordiques down by 7, now down by 2 men on the ice.
Now the Kings with a 2-man advantage as Gretzky has the left point. Gretzky moving in. Gretzky centers up the middle. Duchesne shooting, and a save by Tugnuck. Kings put it in, but the whistle had blown. Kings put the rebound in, but clearly the whistle had blown. And so it's no goal, and they'll report that.
Gretzky out on the ice, 6 points tonight, 2 goals, 4 assists. 44 goals now on the season to go along with 86 assists. Second in NHL history with 1,799 points. So he's got a great chance right now to get a milestone point.
And he gives it off on the right side to Duchesne. Gretzky looking for point 1,800 as it comes down to Robitaille. Now to Duchesne, right side up the middle of Gretzky with room. He shoots, and it's deflected off on the right side and out to center ice. Gretzky chases it down. Kings with a 2-man advantage for another minute 23. Here's Gretzky at center. Gretzky coming to the blue line of Quebec and then gives it off on the right side to Duchesne. Here's Duchesne down in the corner. Duchesne pulls up there, feeds it back to the blue line to Gretzky. Gretzky feeds it over to Bernie Nichols. Nichols on the left side, down to Gretzky. Gretzky top of the slot. Gretzky moves to the left side, gets it over on the right side now in deep and shot wide by Robitaille. Out to Gretzky at the left point. Gretzky with it again. Gretzky stops there, feeds it off the right side to Duchesne, into Robitaille. Now it goes to Duchesne, to Gretzky, Gretzky to Duchesne. He shoots, save, rebound in front. Robitaille shoots, save, rebound again. Poked at by Kruzeniski. Didn't get a good shot off, and it stepped away back to Duchesne. Down the right side to Robitaille. Up the middle to Duchesne. 2-man advantage for another 35 seconds. Puck is in the corner to Robitaille. Up the middle to Duchesne, over to Gretzky. Gretzky left side. He shoots wide. Rebound. Taken behind the net by Robitaille, but he can't hang on to it, and Gaetan Duchesne will clear it for Quebec. 2:20 left to go, third period. Kings are up 10-3, and they still have a 2-man advantage for 20 seconds. Up to center ice, here's Nichols. Nichols to Gretzky. Gretzky on the right side, into the Quebec zone. Gretzky pulls it in front, and it's tipped over to Nichols. Now in front, batted and tipped wide as it came up the middle to Robitaille. Nichols again. Nichols looks at the clock. 4 seconds to go in the 2-man advantage. Nichols to Robitaille, shooting, and it's tipped wide. Now behind the net, Gretzky. Gretzky to Nichols. Nichols to Robitaille, is shot wide. Rebound again. Gretzky to Robitaille. He's knocked down from behind. Quebec is back in full strength. Puck is around the left side. Quebec zone. Puck comes to Taylor. Taylor in front to Robitaille, and his shot knocked wide. Picked up by Gretzky again. Gretzky left side. Now to Robitaille. Scored! And there's Gretzky's 1,800 point. the night on the goal by Robitaille. 1,800 points in his NHL career, and the Kings lead 11-3.
And let's not forget another hat trick. His third in a span of under 3 weeks for the Los Angeles Kings. His 46th career hat trick. Wayne Gretzky feeding it off to Robitaille. Robitaille shooting off the pass. And for Luc Robitaille, his 40th goal of the season. Let me correct myself. I said Gretzky with a hat trick. The goal was Robitaille's. Robitaille's second at his 40th of the season.
Now the puck comes down in deep in the Kings zone behind the net. Swept around the boards left side. Nordiques hold it in. Kings up 11-3. Shot from the blue line. Knocked down by John Tonelli. To Leva. Back to Tonelli. Now up to the blue line. Here's Leva. Right side. Quebec zone. He shoots. Saved by Tugnut. Rebound taken on the right side. Nordiques with it. Steinberg moves it ahead to center. Now the Nordiques go offside of the King line with 1:03 to go in the third period. 11-3 in favor of the Kings. An explosion in this third period by the Kings. 7 points for Wayne Gretzky. 2 goals, 5 assists, 1,800 in his NHL career. What a night for Wayne Gretzky, and what a show he's put on here. Kings will be back in action Monday at 1 o'clock. That's President's Day, a matinee, 1 o'clock against Toronto. Some tickets remain. Don't miss an opportunity to come out and see this guy, number 99, Wayne Gretzky. 7 goals in the third period for the Kings. A new club record now. Gretzky to Kruzuniski to Robitaille. Back in front and hit escape. Gretzky into the corner. Gretzky with it again to Robitaille. Here's Robitaille. Feeds it in front. Kruzuniski, who swiped at it, but it deflects to the blue line. 48 seconds to go, third period. Gretzky with it again. Tried to roll it in front. Tipped away, and the Nordiques will clear it out to center ice. Don't forget our postgame show. Nick will talk with the star of the game. We'll have some of the highlights, scores of other games in the NHL. And the Kings will get ready for Monday afternoon here against Toronto. Here's Robitaille to Gretzky. Quebec zone, right wing, he shoots. Blocked in front. Gretzky gets pulled down by Randy Moller. Gretzky gets up. Moller's got a hold of his jersey. Pass in front. Robitaille shoots. Saved by Tugnut. And a penalty to Quebec. I guess so. Gretzky's jersey was being pulled back. Kings are going to have to get a breakaway jersey for him. Robbie Vittori behind the bench. Looking on it. Feeling a lot better right now. Randy Moller goes to the penalty box. He had a hold of Gretzky's jersey as Gretzky tried to move toward the net.
2 minutes for holding.
Gretzky got up, but on his knees, getting a little ride. Gretzky, it looks like a tractor pull contest or something. Gretzky was trying to move away from the grasp of Moller. Moller had him by the back of the jersey, and Gretzky's legs were just churning to get loose, and he was pulling Moller along as Moller was down on his knees. Well, anything it takes to stop the great one, but they haven't been able to do it tonight. 7 goals in the third period for the Kings. 18 seconds remain. Randy Moller in for holding in 1942 for the Quebec Nordiques, and the Kings with a power play again. Now John Tonelli will take the face-off in the Quebec zone, and a scramble for the puck comes behind the net. Ron Tugnut, the goaltender, flips it into the boards on the right side. Kings with it. Here's Gretzky throwing it back in.